In the red corner, we have Q Dog, and in the blue corner, we have our special guest. It's about to go down, guys. It's about to go down. Hey, episode 38 on deck, guys.
Yeah.
What is up, bro? What is up? Another week. 30. You know what? I did a recount the other day. 9 months, bro. 9 months worth of recording.
Yeah.
It feels like episode 1 was just yesterday, bro. How are we on episode 38?
That's really only because of the breaks we've taken in between recordings. You know, some necessary, some unexpected. But
I think we only had like two weekends where we didn't do it. But 38 recordings, bro. That's every week. That's still 9 months. If you calculate that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's really more than that. It's really more than that with the lives, you know, the sneaker release lives and whatnot. So yeah, we working, man. We work.
Yo, Q, what you got me wrapped up in, bro?
I ain't got you wrapped up in nothing, bro. You know how it is with ideas, right? And ideas get to flying around, man, and they land where they need to land. Sometimes they fly away, but this one landed because I was suggested by one of the bros, one of the day one supporters.
This is Q's and our guest's purpose. I did not get this. I was suggested to get this. I was suggested to get the referee t-shirt, bro.
Yo,
you know what? The funny thing is, you know we're gonna make a segment of this now. You know that.
Let's say that for another conversation off camera, because we know it's gonna happen. We already know it's gonna happen. That was the reason why I was so animate to tell you about it, because the bro that actually gave this idea, like I say, man, he been down with us since day one. He support everything we doing. We have real conversations. The most important part about it is we have real conversations about history and about nostalgia and about style and about culture, you know, differences in between our cultures, because my culture and your culture are different, but his culture is different from both of ours. Which makes this conversation that we're about to have for me even better, because we got three totally different perspectives.
I'm going to say diversity is the key to success. Diversity is the key to success. Let's just say when we say we're international, in terms of the people we talk to, people we know, we are international. Let's just say that it's not segregated to just one region of the world. No. It is everywhere. We're talking about bros from Europe, from the UK, from Africa, from like from the States, bro. We're talking everywhere, literally. We know, like we have bros from South Africa, from East Africa, where I was born, from Europe, from UK, and bro, like to learn so much complex things from people from different ideologies, it's amazing, because you kind of opened your eyes to different aspects of life, which is great. It's always great.
And see, we got with no further ado, we got the homie. We talk about him all the time.
He's always in our chats. He's always in our comments.
Yo, I'm so glad to have him on the show. It's the one and only Sergeant Mars, Marcel, Sneaker Casual DM, representing the Netherlands in the building, the EU in the building, my mom international.
How you doing, bro? You good?
And listen,
I'm good. And
Mars got such a deep history when it comes to sneakers, and also hip hop and basketball. And those are my three passions, which is why me and Mars clicked so well on different levels.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So man, what's going on, Mars?
I'm fine. I'm doing well. So, and just to be the first non-English speaker, I think on your podcast is a big honor.
Are you the first non-English speaker? I think
so.
he was. I think he was maybe.
Yeah, well, he lived in the US and he lived in England, so that doesn't count. He's almost he's from the United Kingdom states.
United Kingdom states.
I like that.
Yo, man, what you did? You spent time in the US too, right?
No, I've never been in the US. My sister and my brother-in-law lived in Andover, Massachusetts for 3 years when he worked for Philips there. So, but I've been following American sports and culture and almost all my life. So that's how I got involved in that.
Yeah,
because you know so much about US culture. I just assumed that you had spent time or lived or, you know,
Q's out here giving green cards to fellow people.
For sure, bro.
You get a green card. You get a green card.
If
I ain't leaving.
If I'm between Mars and the border, he getting in. You know what I'm saying? Because the conversations that we have, sometimes you feel like you're talking to somebody that was born and raised in the U.S. when I'm talking to Mars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's because the Netherlands is so American orientated that lots of people pick up lots of things from the U.S. We can get almost everything that you can get in the U.S. over here. We can follow everything that you have in the U.S. nowadays. I mean, in the early days, it was much more difficult because we didn't have the internet. And not implying that I'm old, but
you had to rely on you had to rely on late night sports or late night to catch up with any American football and American basketball, NBA, and all that stuff was late night. And that's that we're talking about the 90s to 2000s, even to early 2000s was difficult until everything was more populated on the internet, so you can actually catch it, read it, learn about it more and more. So it was more of a specialist thing if you were back in the 90s.
Yeah, if you were playing basketball and you wanted to have different kind of Jordans, you had to order them with a card by mail, and then send the postcard in, and then hope that the sneakers would be delivered.
Oh, shit. Hold on. So we got to talk about this, right? Because I can remember a kid, and I'm pretty sure it was similar in the UK, where when you looking at, because they give us commercials, they feeding us commercials all day. I remember watching when I was like 10, 11 years old, watching all the new G.I. Joe toys that's about to come out on the commercial. And they got this P.O. box number and order this, and you could send them a postcard and they'll send you back a catalog and all this type of stuff.
Exactly.
Was it East Bay? Was it like, did y'all have like Foot Locker catalogs, or like where was the stuff coming from?
Well, the stuff that I liked, I had to buy international, or I had to buy international rap magazines like Source or Vibe and stuff like that. And we had, I think it was one catalog or one magazine that was from the UK. And I remember the Jordan 5 Grapes when they first came out. And I liked the Jordan 5, so I wanted them. And a friend of mine had the original Jordan 5s. So I saw this in the catalog and I thought, well, I tried to buy them from London. But I got no response on my card. And luckily, you didn't have any way to pay directly. You had to do it, I think, was something like, what's that? Pay
postal?
Yeah, through the postal or something like that. But I got no reply, so I never paid. But that was the only way to get those colorways. And also in retrospect and seeing the Pata documentary, you could see that, like what Edson did from Pata, they went to New York to get the colorways we couldn't get here in Europe.
Yeah,
and that's how they started.
Do you feel like you wish it stayed specialized like that, or do you feel like with commercialization, because there is more commercialization over the years, where we see more and more releases, we see it widespread worldwide a bit more, which is more accessible to everybody. Do you wish it was more specialized, or do you wish are you happy the fact that it's evolved into this huge commercial thing where now you have people that don't, I wouldn't say people that don't really kind of are not into sneakers, but take advantage of that situation because they know people are into sneakers. What do you prefer? Like, do you find the niche was better back in the day than it is now?
Well, maybe in that particular or in that way it was better, but I rather have how it is now, that I can mostly get what I want if I see it. And in those days, I was limited to what we had here in the Netherlands, and not even in the same cities. I had to travel to Amsterdam to get particular colorways or stuff like that. And sometimes you didn't even know a colorway existed.
Yeah. The internet's kind of enlightened the whole aspects, because we wouldn't hear news, we wouldn't hear information like we are if it wasn't for the sources we know, and the internet and the Instagram and all of that stuff. It's definitely evolved nicely, because it means people know a bit more about what's happening around them. But and the other aspect is it's given it touches other people that aren't into sneakers, that actually want to take advantage. This is why sometimes information is good for the right people, information is bad for the wrong people, because some people do like to take advantage. And we've seen that during COVID when we were locked down and sneakers were really hard to get.
Yeah, but you're gonna get that anyway. Which way you turn it, it doesn't matter. There are always people who want to take advantage of situations if they see that they can benefit from it. So, but still, we have more options now. We can get more sneakers. That's not always a good thing, but so
no, bro. Because the reoccurring theme, half the time we mention you, is the blame that you place on us.
Yeah,
true.
Hold on. We are not to be held responsible for you and your daughter. Shout out to your daughter because she supports us big time.
Yeah.
We are not. Me and TJ are not to be held responsible for y'all's Jordan escapades. Okay.
Yo. I'm gonna, Marcel, you're getting this yellow card.
Already? We just started.
No, this has been a long time coming. This been a long time coming.
Oh, you guys planned this. I've been set
up. So we're gonna give you your yellow card in person. We don't want to give it to you while you're not on camera.
Okay.
We want to give it to you respectfully, wholeheartedly, because the blame is not appreciated. Okay, the love is appreciated, but the blame not so much.
I wasn't mad about the fact that you put me up to buying all these Jordans. So
no, bro, it's a premium sneaker.
I mean, it's true. Well, yeah. What can I say?
So what was the first? What was the first Jordan that you purchased on recommendation, or you saw? Because I know. Okay, so let's actually go back. What was your sneaker experience before you even knew me and Q?
Well, I've been a sneakerhead or in love with sneakers, I think, from 83 on. So that's 83. I think it was 83 when I got my. I had sneakers before, but they were just shoes, and nobody was wearing sneakers now like they're wearing them nowadays. And I remember that my stepdad had a car dealership, and he bought all the sneakers all the time, and we were the same size. But he didn't try them on. So if they didn't fit well, he would give them to me. So I would get a lot. Well, I think it were more tennis shoes, New Balances, Adidas, or like we have to say, Adidas. I just work. I'm tweaking your pronunciation of Adidas. So
Adidas.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was '83. I got my first Nikes, and I'm not really sure which basketball shoe it was. It was just a plain white Nike with a blue swoosh, and could have been a blazer, but I'm not really sure. And I thought, well, okay, they're nice. And I was going to school with them. I said, okay. And people were asking me, what brand is that? Because Nike wasn't a thing here.
Right.
I mean, if you wanted to wear any sneaker at all, then you had to have Adidas.
Let's just be honest. Until Jordan ran with the torch for Nike weren't the biggest brand. They were probably they're probably second or third. No, probably second or third. They were the New Balance of the 85.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Yeah, like that's one thing about when you went all the way back to '83. That kind of just eliminates the Nike presence as we know it, and like as I know it. When I first became aware of, let's just call it the power of sneakers as a youth, it was already Nike. You talking about 10 years before that.
Yep. Let's just be honest. Like that in 1983, sneakers weren't as renownedly known as they are. There's more publicity. Even though I said they're more like New Balance as we speak to, in 1983, they're not, because you didn't know a sneaker. We know a lot of people know New Balance for New Balance and all the collaborations because it's all more commercialized. There's more information out there. We're talking about take New Balance as the third tier without the information that we got in the news and the collaborations and the design aspects, and we learn more through social media. Take that all away, and then that was Nike. And you if you came across a Nike swoosh, you didn't really know what it was, and that's what Marcel was trying to say. So imagine that situation. So how does it feel? This is a really complex situation because the battle's about to begin now. So how do you feel? How do you feel with a great crumbling empire that we call Adidas over the years and the rise of Nike? Because you've been through that stage.
Yeah. Well, Adidas was almost gone because they had to sell the company. I think it was somewhere in the '90s. That everything went wrong for them, and they had to sell them to, I think it was a French company that bought them then, and they were already going downhill. So I'm not really sure when the revival came, but I think it was in most parts of Originals and Boost that they climbed back up. But well, Adidas was in a big slump in the '90s. So
we saw that transitional switch where, and when we say the stars align, that the stars do really align. And if you don't believe in destiny, you just look at Michael Jordan, because like the fact that he came on board, he pushed the brand, he pushed the NBA scene, and then that coincided in the '90s with Adidas having all their troubles and problems, and like it's almost
Nike over here wasn't like wasn't with the Jordans. Nike started becoming big here with the Air Max 1.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that as well.
Yeah.
So what was it? Was it the UK? We know love Air Max. Was it that big, or was it just okay? Now Nike got something that
it was huge. It was huge. And that's why you see the Air Max 1 with Patas, all the Pata collaboration, because the Air Max 1 is something that we treasure in the Netherlands.
Yeah, and you gotta the only analogy I can think of is at the moment with that transition is we talk about the trifecta. Nike, we talk about Nike, Tinker, and Jordan being the trifecta.
Yeah.
That was almost like the Bermuda Triangle for Adidas. It just sucked all the innovation out and just literally left it to dry. So basically,
So let's be fair, right? Let's be fair. And I was having this conversation with my wife last night. She might have saved you a little bit too, because she threw a little bit of H2O. She threw a little bit of H2O on the flame, right? So Adidas, I don't hate Adidas. Now I troll and I joke a lot about Adidas, but ain't nobody that watched this podcast gonna come on here and say I have not criticized Nike as if they do everything right. You know what I'm saying? They don't do everything right. I don't like everything that Nike produces. However, Adidas does not produce anything that I like more than something Nike produces. And that's where my bias, my allegiance to Nike is. Like, I just feel like overall Nike is better. And that coincides with the history you just gave us with Adidas having trouble in the 90s, Nike on the come up in the 90s. So that Nike been in my face my whole life. Nike always been what's cool, despite the hip hop ties. And this is not in spite of the hip hop ties, but despite the hip hop ties that Adidas has. And I'm a part of the hip hop. I fly the hip hop flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's hip hop is my religion. So Adidas having that tie to hip hop don't even mean as much to me as some of Nike's ties to hip hops. Because when I was coming up, all my favorite rappers was wearing Nikes. Run DMC has never been my favorite hip hop group. I understand the importance of Run DMC. I respect Run DMC. Run DMC and Jam Master Jay equally, if not Jam Master Jay a little bit more than Run and DMC. But my favorite artists all wore Jordans and Nike trainers. You know what I'm saying? So with me growing up in that environment, of course it's going to be Nike everything, especially here in the South. Like, y'all talk about Air Max. It's the same for us. The perception is different because I think the level of value y'all give Air Max is where we have Jordans. Hardaways and Charles, stuff like Bo Jacksons and Dion's and stuff like that. We put that value that y'all have on Air Max a little bit lower on our scale, but that don't mean the value ain't there. But me and TJ was just talking about this, and I got to show this.
Oh my God. What are we getting now?
We got Panda Forums, bro.
Panda Forums.
Oh my God.
No more pandas, please. Save the pandas.
So I want to ask you, Mari, have you ever seen a black and white forum before? Because I can't remember. I probably wasn't paying enough attention.
I wouldn't say a forum, but I mean, again, looking back at the 80s, these were the standard colorways that you had. Black and white. If there was a little bit of color in it, it was mostly dark greens or browns or or red. But
so at this stage in your journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you on this Panda forum here?
It's okay, but it's not really my thing anymore. I mean, I needed. I would know that back in the days, you had the big basketball shoes with the with the big flaps in front and stuff like that. The higher the better, and all fat laces and you rather had Adidas, like the high version of this one.
Wait. Hold on. Let me take this off. Where's my cursor? Damn it, I can't get it done quick enough. Oh, okay. Top 10, right?
Nah,
That's not the top 10?
this is the Ewing.
Ewing?
Yeah. You didn't know?
Nah.
Ewing was with Adidas back in the day.
Holy shit.
you just inside of Q's body right now.
but I did not know that, and I appreciate you bringing the facts and the knowledge to the people, right? Because I didn't know that. However, we also know that Patrick Ewing went on to create his own brand.
I played in them when they first came out.
Bro, where my Ewings at? I gotta pull them out. I ain't never pulled this a pair I ain't never pulled out on the show. I mentioned them before.
Yeah.
But shout out to Ewing, bro, because they bring the OG packaging.
Exactly.
I bought this shoe in 2000, I want to say 16. I bought this pair in 2016. This is
then
the
they were
same
already
box.
Retroing.
Yeah, this is the same box that I. No, Ewing ain't got no new silhouettes. All he
he doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
No, he just re-retros.
Yeah.
He just re-retros.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, bro. The pack, like this, the same packaging I remember from when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, paper.
Nice.
Like dope, bro. But
does it have the little ball on it? I had those.
Sheesh.
Yeah. This a brick right here. This a boot, bro.
I played in that.
You know what? Take away the upper. It looks like a Jordan 2.
Bro, the strap.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, this classic shit right here. This is a boot, bro.
I played in those. I really did. They're comfortable.
On this shoe is not good, bro.
Well, when they first came out, they were really comfortable. They bottomed out really quickly. That was the problem with them.
Yeah, and the leather on these is good. It's good thick cut leather. You know what I'm saying? It probably synthetic, but especially for the price point. But yeah, man, Ewing's, bro. I had to get a pair, bro. This is actually technically the first pair of my current collection.
Are we saying Ewing did pandas before pandas?
Definitely, bro. Definitely, 100%.
Every football player was doing pandas before pandas were big.
100%, bro. I mean, they came with it, bro. They give you the little pamphlet, the tech breakdown, everything, bro.
Yeah, but the late 80s, early 90s were crazy with all these brands doing all these different things. And you had BK and you had Troop. Troop was in the hip hop scene, was a big thing.
Oh, Troop.
Yep.
Wait a minute. We ain't never talked about Troop. We ain't never talked about Troop in the podcast. Most people probably don't even remember Troop like that. Elise.
That's the Sonic with their Troop suits and trainers and they had it all. So everybody who was into underground hip hop in the Netherlands wanted to have a pair of Troops. And the company, we had Profoot, that was a big chain. Later, Foot Locker bought them. But that was the chain that was all around in the Netherlands. And they had, I think, 4 or 5 different types of Troop sneakers. And well, everybody in the hip hop scene wore them.
Yeah, man. I remember having a pair of Troops. I felt like I was doing a little something back in the day. Ain't gonna lie, man. Ain't gonna lie. But nah, I need you to explain this though. Because like now you gotta defend it, bro. You gotta defend it, bro.
Why?
This is a collab. This is a collab, bro. No, this your people. This your people.
Yeah, but that's not my shoe or my sneaker. So I won't defend what I don't like.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. That's why you the bro.
Yeah. I'm keeping it real. I like what I like, and if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Are these the Troops you're talking about?
No, I had the Troop Smash.
Now that tracksuit, that's it. Go back up to the tracksuit.
They didn't have those. They didn't have those colorways back in the day. They only
had the white, black, and red here.
Yeah,
I remember the white, black, and red in particular.
Yeah, they had the snake skin. Yeah, like those, but not those colorways. They were black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. There you go. There's a black and white. There's another panda in the wild. Stop doing these pandas. Save the pandas. Donate to the pandas.
I said, New Balance was in a few years in the 80s was pretty big here because everybody had the tennis shoes, and like if you went to any high school in the at least here in Groningen where I live, then all the boys had some different kind of New Balance. And then they died, and then that died off after a few years.
And then now they're making a resurgence. So when we talked about it, obviously we talked about Air technology, the trifecta of Tinker and Jordan and Nike, and the fact that they brought Air Max 1s and all the Air Maxes and the Jordan range to life. So that similar scenario happened with Boost and Yeezy and NMDs and stuff like that, and we saw a whole new wave of hype for 2 to 3 years from Adidas. It's ironic how Nike responded back to that, because at that time when Jordan was coming through the NBA and Nike was getting more of that push and that shine in the 90s, Adidas kind of faded away to the background. But it was the perfect way that Jordan and Nike responded back to that is what they did was just hit the market with collaborations and like you saw Virgil's inspiration, you saw Travis Scott inspirations, and you see more and more collaborations, and they're just killing it with the collaborations. How it's interesting to see what Nike did and how they responded. What did you feel Adidas should have done when they saw what Nike was doing in the 80s and 90s?
Well, Adidas couldn't do anything at that time because there was the air bubble hype. Everybody wanted. Everybody saw the first integrations of air in sneakers, and then especially when the Air Max came out, or the Air Trainers, they were already also a big thing. And then everybody wanted to have that air bubble. Everybody wanted to feel how it felt to have air in your sneakers. So the only thing Adidas could have done, I think, back in those days, was to develop a technology that would have been as
influential,
good and high, as good, or that could have been hyped up as well as Air did, because the Reebok came with everybody. That was the age of technology. Everybody wanted to have their own niche technology.
Reebok came with pumps and whatnot.
Hexalite.
Hexalite too.
I remember Hexalite. Hexalite doesn't get enough shine. It's like a honeycomb comfort, isn't it? I remember that Hexalite.
And then you had Converse with the React, and then when I became a basketball fan and started all with it started with Jordan, but then I bought a cap with a Hornets logo on it. Didn't know what the team was. found out who they were. Got the first issue of Slam, and there was this basketball player who called himself Grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I became a Hornets fan.
Larry Johnson.
And Larry Johnson had the React.
Yep. The Converse Grandmama sneaker, bro, is a classic. Wait a minute. Do you know what sneaker we talking about, TJ?
Go on, put it up on screen. It's probably beyond my years.
With the React Juice before Nike came with React.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, we know Nike bought Converse.
Yeah, so they probably used the React technology, and developed it.
No, they had a different technology, but they could use the trademark name for the React phone.
Okay, cool. Q's pulling up. So Marcel,
talking about the Converse Aero Jam, bro.
I had them.
This, bro, I wanted this shoe so bad.
Yeah.
Listen,
I couldn't get the black version, so I got this one.
The black, oh my god, the black was so hard. Hold on.
Yeah.
Bro, bro, look at this, bro. Like this a sneaker right here, bro. This a premium sneaker right here, bro.
And that's why the late 80s and early 90s were great, with all these different kind of brands coming with all sorts of technology. Bro, there you have them. Yeah.
Look at come on, Ariel. Look at that. Boy, that's a premium sneaker right there, boy.
Yep.
Nike, what y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Bring the Aero. They came back a few years ago.
I had to go 2 hours by train to get them in Amersfoort.
Listen, the Nike, y'all need to bring back the Aero Jam, bro.
Yeah.
Stop playing. Okay, hold on. I just saw something. I know you know these, Mars. Get that off my. I know you know these.
Oh yeah, Dikembes. Yeah, Mutombo.
This is the one thing.
Well, look at them.
This is the one thing that Adidas did in the 90s that captured the street culture. This Mutombo.
It did?
Mutombo shoes in the U.S., especially in the South, because he played for the Hawks, right?
Yeah, he played for the Hawks.
You know, he played for Philadelphia. Everybody loved him with Iverson. The Mutombos, even when he was with Denver, you know, he was an icon. The finger wag, you know, no. His interviews, the jokes he would crack, like Mutombo is a living legend, and his sneaker. Adidas need to see why we ain't getting Mutombos right now.
Because they weren't selling over here. I worked in a sneaker store in the early 90s, and these were moving. Maybe in the US and in Atlanta because he played there, but over here, nobody was feeling Adidas at the time, at least not basketball wise.
Yeah. That's the consequence.
You're competing. Jordan was it.
Yeah, you were competing
against.
That's
hard, bro. That's hard. Like this,
and Nike and Jordan were it, and with all these
compete with a Jordan to me.
No, when that came out, what year was it? Which Jordan did we have when they came out?
This is the re-release in 2013. This had to be maybe 92, so let's say the Jordan 7, Jordan 8, around that time.
Just put it. Well, Nike. The only thing Nike had to do in those days, when they really became big, is just put air on it, and everybody wanted it.
Air in them back then.
But you had the Jordans, you had the other Nikes. There were so many different versions or types that they have. I mean, if you look at the East Bay catalogs at that time, they were full with different models of Nike basketball shoe alone. It was crazy.
Air Max 2, the Air Max. Then they came with Triax and all that. It was a lot. It was a lot, bro.
Yeah,
it has always been a lot. That's why I feel like with Adidas, and I know where I've made this point a few episodes in a row. Adidas don't have the silhouettes in general, I think, to compete with Nike. But this right here, this Mutombo, bro, I feel like that should be out here. I feel like they have silhouettes. They have gems. They have things
I'm
that
gonna
they
call
can
Big
reach
Cap.
back.
I'm gonna call
bro.
Big Cap. I'm gonna
No,
call Big
bro.
Cap. Are you gonna if they really if Adidas released that, would you buy it?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Big Cap, Big Cap. This is why. This
No,
is
but-
why I'm saying it's Big
It's
Cap.
a premium sneaker though, bro. It's a
No,
premium.
but they do have the silhouette, and that's why I'm here, because you say Adidas don't have the silhouettes, but they have plenty of silhouettes. Only they're not mainstream in the US.
You talking about
Because over here we have the
forums?
casual culture. No, you have Sambas, you have Beckenbauers.
What is that?
You have the Forest Hills. See, those are all 70 and 80s tennis shoes, trainers, handball shoes.
Unfortunately, where you find Q is the sneakers that Marcel's actually telling us are equivalent to Air Trainers in terms of what they do as in the scene. But unfortunately, what it is not a lot of people. There's no demand or need for them, and if they do release, they will just sit. And this is why I think Adidas are scared not scared anymore, more or less are wary about these releases because they don't want to see a release on these and them just sitting because they won't do the numbers that they expected to do.
Well, they pretty much sell out. If you got the what was the last one, the CP with the CP company collab, that sold out in a minute. So.
But was it a big release or was it just a more of a general? Was it a big release or limited?
No, it was on confirmed.
Yeah.
So, and I think if you look at a lot of those silhouettes that I'm talking about, they're available all year long in big numbers. So
yep.
You talking about this?
Yeah, sneakers like that. Yeah, that's what a lot of casuals buy, stuff like that.
Okay.
You got the whole Special series.
Right. Now I know Specials. Within the Adidas collectors, Specials is one of the big models. A lot of the ZX models that they don't get talked about. That's the thing.
That's it. That's the thing. Exactly.
They don't get talked about like a Amo Manier or Travis Scott Jordan or any collab, any like we got Air Max bro. Hold on.
Is that more down to marketing?
I think they know they don't have to market it because these are like the
they're more special. But they're more specialized, aren't they? They're more specialized shoes.
Yeah, maybe it's more of a niche.
Like we don't see Specials on Sneaker News like we see this Familia collection, this La Familia collection from Nike. Like this, it's the Air Force One, bro. But when Nike do stuff, they rolling it out for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when it's low key, as far as we are concerned, like as sneakerheads, we gonna see everything, right? But even in sneakerheaddom, I'm gonna coin that phrase. In sneakerheaddom, we don't consider stuff like this to be a big release.
Yeah.
But Adidas stuff don't even reach this level.
That goes under the radar. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I would say, not a lot of people look out for Air Trainers, Air Trainer ones, and stuff like that. But if you interested in it, you look for it, you'll find it. And you even if you don't look for it, you still find it, and that's the difference between the Specials or the between the Specials and Air Trainers, because I don't hear any of that information ever about any of the Adidas silhouettes, because it just goes under the radar unless you are into the sneakers, and it's not mainstream enough for a lot of people. Unless you're interested in the sneakers, then you'll find them. So this is what the reach is not there for some of these silhouettes. This is what I'm saying. Is the marketing bad? And then it's okay. It's okay when you say it doesn't need to be marketed, but in about 10 to 15 to 20 years, it will need that marketing, because basically the new sneakerheads won't know what silhouette they're talking about, or they won't know, they will probably know it from a person that they've seen before, but they won't know it as a mainstream sneaker. This is why I said, is it marketing? Because basically start teaching people as sneakerheads that there is other silhouettes, because there's a big misconception here. And this misconception is for more mainstream sneakerheads, that Adidas don't have silhouettes. We know they've got ZXs. We know they've got all the variety of sneakers, shell toes. Well, like if you're a sneakerhead, you know, and especially if you live in Europe, you see it. But if you
live in Europe, yeah, because.
They've got gazelles. They've got a lot of silhouettes.
Well, there you got one, gazelles. I mean, there are so many different types of gazelles that you can get. But I think it's also because the casual culture is a pretty closed culture, although it's pretty big. But and that you get into those sneakers when you get into the culture, and mostly not before. So
so we talking about a whole different segment of sneaker culture. We talking about a different faction of sneaker culture when you talk about the casual culture, because I've never heard this phrase before.
Well, it's something that started in England. Hooligans that didn't want to be seen as hooligans. So what they did, they started dressing up with high-end sneakers, high-end brands of clothing, so that they didn't look like the regular hooligan at the time. And the police wouldn't notice them, and then they could do their thing, and that became a whole scene. People trying to get more expensive stuff and just to outdress each other. That's how crazy it got.
So let's just say the sneaker culture we're living in at the moment is more basketball culture. Like, and the reason why I say that, it's because most of the silhouettes that are hyped, most of the silhouettes that we looked at, most of the silhouettes that we pick up is all basketball orientated. When you look at the sneaker culture, that's a whole new division. I mean, casual culture, that's a whole new division. Within the sneaker culture, there's boundaries where you've got the basketball culture, you've got the NFL culture, you've probably even got the tennis culture, which is different as well. But then within that, you've got casual culture, and then that goes with anybody that doesn't. That culture hasn't got mainstream as we see, because this is where, like Marcel's saying, you find these unique silhouettes that Adidas just basically don't need to promote.
Yeah.
So
everybody,
do they promote?
We even got a whole book for it. How to dress. And at one time, well, nowadays, I mean, like Stone Island is like, if you have a Stone Island jacket, then you need some Adidas sneakers and a certain kind of jeans, certain kind of cap, and that's a uniform. That's how later on people could recognize that, oh, he's a hooligan as well.
so now, TJ, dude, he's right. Him and his daughter are correct. We have influenced them to seeing our side of the sneaker culture. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I already was there back in the day because I was into basketball, and basketball wasn't mainstream. Most people didn't know Michael Jordan back before '92, before the Olympics. So I was rocking Jordans, NBA stuff, starter jackets, Kanai jeans that we got over from the US. So back then, that was the subculture. Now it's all mainstream.
Yeah, and now the casual culture is the subculture.
It is a subculture. It still is, but it's getting bigger. But not big enough that people or brands wanna associate themselves with it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the other part.
Casual culture is here because we've seen the dad shoe wave. That I think that is that can be attributed directly to the casual culture, because when you talk about Spezials and like you think about the Yeezy Calabasas, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Continentals.
Right.
What a direct rip-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the high fashion brands, bro. Like, we know what the Monarch is.
Balenciaga trash can or
all that stuff, bro. All that stuff.
The Calabasas originated from Adidas and from Reebok. How's that? That's crazy.
From the Club
crazy.
C.
Yeah, from the Club C. That's crazy.
It's pretty much a Club C. They did it when they still had ownership of Reebok.
Yeah, but the Continental it's more like a Continental, Adidas Continental, and that's the old sneaker as well. So
yeah.
So how you feel about this Air Max 1 La Familia? Somos familiar.
Isn't that one with the glow in the dark sole?
I believe so.
Yeah, I saw a picture. Yeah, it's got glow in the dark sole to it as well.
No, it's not for me. I mean,
no.
I'm Dutch, and orange is one of the colors, but
I like this. It's not for me. I can't say it's not for me, but it would. I feel like it would be cool to have. This is dope.
Yeah, like, I mean the details are great, but just to buy a sneaker to have in a glass case.
Wait, you wouldn't put that on foot?
If I bought it, then I would rock it. But if I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, that's dope though. Like just to even, because I don't know how many of us were aware of the casual culture. I've never heard casual culture put together like that as a thing. It helps me understand. Also, along with the history of your upbringing with sneakers, it helped me understand where your perspective is versus mine. And that's why there is this fundamental. It's not even really a difference, because you paid attention to hip hop and basketball culture just like I did. So we know the same things, but based on where we come from, our experiences were different.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, like you said, how I grew up, and with Nike not being a thing, and I mean, I would spend hours window shopping and looking at Adidas, at the ZXs, the new ZXs, and looking at the price tag, and okay, I can't afford those. But the same was later on with Nike, when I really got into Nike, because I played basketball. Jordan was a thing. Started following the NBA, so that's how I got really into the Barclays, Jordans, the Huaraches.
So what was your first Nike, Marcel?
My first Nike was I'm like I said, I'm not really sure if it was a blazer or another silhouette.
Could have been a Terminator or Assault or anything.
Could be, yeah. Well, just a plain white basketball sneaker with a blue swoosh.
With blue swoosh,
yeah.
So what was how to put this? How was your fated experience with me and Q? How was it? When you first met us, what was your first impressions?
Well, the first thing when I got talking with Q was when about the Kai 54
K54.
the 5. Yeah. And I thought I just bought them, and Q made a video of it, and I commented on that because it's a great sneaker. I sold it afterwards because I wasn't wearing it, but quality wise and how it looked was just a great sneaker. So, but that's how I got in contact with Q, and then TJ. I first was with I think you were getting the pollens for everyone, and how you tried to get everyone their sneakers. And I thought it was real cool. So that's how I got in touch with you. And was looking, hey, what can I do? Maybe I can do something like that as well. But then with shipping and everything, then they were better off buying from StockX. But afterwards, it wasn't such a great idea to buy from StockX. But whole different story.
Well, we might get into that at the end. But so what was your first? Because what was the culture in terms of Jordans before you first, in terms of before you got to know us? Because there's a lot of differences from what you do now in terms of big sneakers you pick up now to what you were doing before. So what was the Jordans? What's the market in Amsterdam like pre-COVID?
Well, I think you have to separate Amsterdam from the rest of the Netherlands. And I mean, as a FC Groningen football fan, I'm not really allowed to talk about Amsterdam, but but as somebody who's been into hip hop from the 80s on, and being a lot in Amsterdam with friends, that it's a different culture. Amsterdam is always a little bit different from the rest of the Netherlands. Through internet, it's getting more close, but I think the Jordan culture was big a long time there, and in my experience, it started picking up a little bit. Well, I think a year or 2 years before COVID that the ones really became big, and also the other Jordan silhouettes.
Yeah, I remember the silhouette that did it, and it was the Obsidian ones. That's the sneaker that triggered everybody. Like a week before the Gym Reds came out, the people picking them up, they were going out they were literally selling out. Because before then Jordans were okay, and then all of a sudden the Obsidian one, that release had everybody in a panic and in a situation, and then it just went mental from there. Jordan ones just went crazy. That was a catalyst.
I think one thing that also was a big thing in that whole come up of Jordans was StockX. And not in a positive way, because then people started to see what sneakers could be worth.
Yeah, but it went from the underground, your local reseller scene to worldwide. Here you go. Welcome to the stock of sneakers where you can invest and get money.
Exactly.
And that just changed the dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Massively changed the dynamics. So you were talking, I think. Wasn't it until recently you got a Jordan 1 high? And because before then you were getting mids, weren't you?
I had 2 pairs of mids. I didn't have. I never even had a Jordan 1 before. And then I saw one pair, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm gonna try them, and I'll order them and then send them back. And then I got them, tried them on, and they didn't leave my feet.
What was that? What was that Jordan 1, bro?
Oh, where I got what? 1 minute.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy. He got him to return. Marcel got him to return, and all of a sudden they just landed on his feet and did not remove from his feet.
This was the one that did it.
Gym red mids.
Yep.
Yeah, gym red mids.
Yeah, so you got
I didn't like the colorway. I didn't like the colorway when I ordered them, but I just wanted to try them on. And then when I had them on, I said, "Oh, these are actually pretty nice."
You know what? You know what the crazy thing is, bro? Like we were talking about highs, and Marcel was in the comments. It's like, "Oh, Jordan 1 mids are great," and we said, "No, Marcel, go and get a Jordan 1 high. Go and get this Jordan 1 high." And then you'll see the difference. And what happened when you got your first Jordan 1 high, bro?
The quality was was really different from these.
And this is why a lot of people complain about mids, because mids have second tier quality. Most mids have second tier quality. It depends on the mid it is. But and then when they actually get high, and this is why a lot of people rip on mids, because they're cheaper, the quality is not as great, and there's like, well, pay a bit extra and they get a Jordan 1 high, even though it was quite hard to get. Now they're not. But still, we're talking about a Jordan 1 mid, which is probably regional between £90 to 110, to a Jordan 1 high, which is now 165. It's a bit more to pay. I don't like, for me personally, I don't like it when people take the rip on Jordan 1 mids, because if people wear them because they can't afford highs, and that's let's be honest. Some people like the colorway. Some people like the students wear them. College students wear them. Just general people that can't afford to buy Jordan 1 highs, wear Jordan 1 mids.
Well, there are also a lot of people that don't like highs because they think they're too high. And and
female sneakerheads wear Jordan 1 mids because they suit their feet better. Yeah, I think so too. And also with the jeans that we had in those a few years back, with all the skinny jeans, it was better to have a. Yo, stop ripping off the no calf people here, bro. We're not here to rip off the no calf people.
The small calf community.
Small calf community.
But the prices nowadays for these mids are 120 euros as well, to 100 up to 130. It's crazy.
They've gone up in price. I did. By the way, I did get myself the winterized 3s, which is great because I was able to get the work discount on it, which brought it down to what it should have been priced at, as £180. So I can't
just that one, or what other pair did you get?
No, just that one. Just for the time being, I'm being sensible.
I mean, I picked up the UNC lows, the OGs. I don't even know how I feel about it, bro, because that shoe, it's, for some reason, it looked better on pictures than I feel about it in hand. I still like it.
Have you got it in hand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're not feeling it as in hand as you would.
No, bro. For some reason, like, I gotta be honest about it. I really like it. I mean, it's dope quality, and it's the OG cut too. I mean, the black liner. I love the white insole. I love everything about it, but something making me feel a little off-putting about it. I don't know.
It's going back to the store. Refund time.
Well, I've been thinking about buying a pair of lows for quite a while now, but I'm not really sure about them because
listen, we have to understand the difference between this low and other lows. It's like the same difference between a high
mid and
a
high.
mid.
Yep.
This
OG.
If it don't say OG
one
in the title, if it don't say OG on the box, it is not the low that you'll see most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like this actually got the letters OG in the title. If it don't have OG in the title, it's a mid quality.
Yep.
If it's got OG in the title, it's high quality. That's
the neutral one. Neutral Jordan 1 low. Neutral grade Jordan 1 low is one of the best quality sneakers I've touched in a long while. That is that the quality and the suede on that is absolutely mental. Marcel, if you do have a chance to get in hand one day, you need to see that in hand. It will change your life. It'll open up doors that you never thought were open before.
I was thinking about a pair of those to put on to football, but that's not.
Wait. You talking about going to a game or playing football?
Yeah, that's why I think that the silhouettes that I was talking about in casual culture are most of the time lows. You can't wear a Jordan High to a football match because if something starts there, they're not really fighting shoes. Let's say it like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Soccer, bro. I mean, we call it soccer, but that I went even at the Atlanta United games. That's our local team, our MLS team. They share the stadium with the Atlanta Falcons, which is the NFL franchise.
Yeah.
When I tell you the difference between a Falcons game and an Atlanta United game is like night and day. It's like the Falcons game is like going to see your favorite rapper at the club, and the Atlanta United game is you going to see your favorite rapper at a stadium. But they're in the same place. Like the crowd interaction, the way the people act, the way the fans react to anything that's going on the pitch is night and day from a football game, bro. It's American football game.
It's more crazy, emotional,
bro. Yeah.
It's all
we got a real big Hispanic population in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And the cities surrounding Atlanta, and they support Atlanta United like it's
I know they got 80,000 they got 80,000 in the stadium. So
the game that I went to was actually, and this was in 2017. The game that I went to was at the time the biggest crowd to be in that stadium, and they didn't surpass that mark like 4 or 5 times by now.
Biggest crowd in MLS. I know.
Yeah, it was like 74,000 at the time, and like you said, they didn't win over 80,000 now.
Yeah, but with football, it's a blessing and a curse. The emotions that we have in football. So,
trust me.
That's why brands don't want to be associated with football casual culture.
I don't know. Like
I'm giving a yellow card to every single football fan around the world that's out there causing ruckus. Because if I decide to go to an Atlanta United game and I want to wear my Jordan 1 highs, I should be able to wear my highs and not have to worry about my safety. Let Marcel wear his Rebellionaires to the football game.
Oh no way in hell I'm gonna wear those two again. Nah.
So how did your daughter get into sneakers? Now that's a question, bro, because we know you, Marcel. We know we interact with you. I had your daughter message me and ask me about sneakers. I was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh," and I just noticed that she was connected to you, and I think I clocked that she was your daughter. How did that come about? That let me just say, your daughter's probably more of a sneakerhead than you are at this moment in time.
Yes, she is. She is. Well, with all my kids, I mean, being a sneakerhead, the first thing you do when you get a newborn is get little toddler sneakers. At least I did.
Yeah.
And I also did with a few nieces and nephews. Because I remember when my niece was born, and also in the early somewhere in the early 90s. Can't remember the birth year, but it doesn't matter. And at Foot Locker they had these cans Jordan cans with little Jordan toddler sneakers in them. So when I saw that was the first thing I thought. I got to get this for my newborn niece. So and that's what happened with my two daughters and my son as well. So yeah, I think she just picks up on that, and sneakers being as big as they are now.
Yeah.
So that 1 and 1 is 2, and dad who's sneaker crazy buys sneakers and looks at sneakers on social media and everything.
I often get a picture of you and your daughter looking at reviews that me and Q do, and it's like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, sending each other information like we do in the group and individually with each other on IG. That's just what it is, bro. Like, because my niece, I got an 11-year-old niece, and she like to come in here and open my boxes and whatnot. So I already know I got problems, bro. They ain't got nowhere near the collection. But once they get old enough and get grown, I already know that they're gonna end up just like your daughter.
Yeah, that's why she asked me for sneakers for her birthday, and and then if she's a little short on a paycheck for a job that she has, then he says, "Oh, Dad, I want to get these sneakers. Can you sponsor me a bit?" Or stuff like that.
I like the word sponsor. Cannot loan.
Yeah.
I'll get you back in a little while.
And that's how they call it here. Can you sponsor me? That's what kids do.
Yeah, what's the sponsor is a bad word in the U.S. for men. Yeah. It's a cuss word. Sponsor is a cuss word.
Because sponsor is also when you're kicking a habit, isn't it? When you go to AA, then you have a sponsor.
No, these women, we talking about these women want you to sponsor their lives out here.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah.
Sugar daddy.
Blasphemous. What was your daughter's first sneaker?
Ooh, my daughter's first sneaker. I think it was a little pair of Adidas.
No, I'm gonna say her first purchase.
Her first purchase. The first that she bought herself was a pair of Jordan mids.
Okay, cool. That's understandable.
At one point, you was telling me that mids were going so crazy they were on raffles over there.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
At a certain point, it was. And then
I think it was the chocolate mid that you had got, and you told me it was on raffle.
Yeah, but the strange thing was, a few weeks later they were sold at Zalando, and that's a pretty basic site for clothing and stuff. So, and they had all these mids nobody knew about, and still on all these sneakers.
That's sneaker strategy. That's what Nike do. They release them on raffles and make you panic. Oh shit! Why is this on raffle?
It's chain supply, bro. It's chain supply.
I mean,
get this now or miss out. Look, let's just be honest, right? Every time on a sneakers app, anytime you see a raffle for a sneaker, you are in the back of your mind, you're thinking, like, you know when a sneaker is gonna be like, or sitting on like the winterized free sap. We know that's gonna sit. I actually got that at 9 o'clock in the night last night after we were talking about a whole 13 hours after it released. I picked it up. We know we as sneakers, we know when sneakers are gonna sit or stay or sell out. But it's interesting during COVID, especially during COVID, when you saw a sneaker that wasn't first come first serve and it was a raffle. Let's just be honest. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, "Oh shit." How am I getting to get this?
Yeah, and then you're buying sneakers that you afterwards didn't even want. But just because you could miss out, you bought it.
Yes. You bought it. you know what it is. I'm gonna say it. You bought it for first rejection. So basically, you bought it to reject it to send it back because you wanted to see it in hand first.
Yeah,
Let's just be
exactly.
honest.
Well,
That's what it was. That's what it was.
and to get it before the resellers came. I mean, everything almost everything where they put a Jordan brand on and that came out, it was sold out in an instant.
Yeah. Bro, I bought a lot, especially at the beginning of the wave, even before the pandemic. Like in the mid to late 2019, I was sending stuff back, bro. Like, nah, I don't want this one. Get it out of here. Do a review. Actually, before I was even doing reviews, I was sending it back, bro. Like, nah, I don't want this. I shouldn't have hit the button on that one.
It's good to do reviews on sneakers that you're gonna keep because it kind of shows. I don't. Every time I've done a review, I don't think I've done a review for a sneaker that's under like my rating system is GOAT. So I haven't done a sneaker review for a sneaker I've got in hand that's under 4 GOATs because I think what I want is in my rotation is for myself is a good selective rotation that I know I'm going to wear, not something that I'm going to pick up, review, send back, or sell. I want it to be something that I'm going to wear and I'm going to love wearing. Right, and this is why all my ratings are quite high on the sneakers. If somebody tells me to pick up a sneaker, I'm obviously going to try and pick it up. But I would if that means their ratings low from the sneaker, that's because of my opinion alone. So from my perspective, like I would only pick up a sneaker that I want to win, and I know it's going to get good ratings from the onset.
Yeah, man. I mean, some stuff like some limited stuff. The Patchwork 3 in particular.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'm like, okay, that's cool. The more I saw it, the more I liked it. When I got it in hand, I found more reasons to like it than I even did before I got it. So that's really what you want when you buy sneakers, especially when you're not being able to go in store and pick it up and look at it and try it on and all that, like we can do now with certain stuff. Back then, nah, bro. You just gotta jump on. If you feel like you might want it, you gotta jump right on it right then. No hesitation.
Yeah. But by the way, before we move on, so talking about picking up sneakers for somebody, this is a restock of the campus towelies. There you go, guys. This is a restock of the towelies that came out. It looks like there's more of these pairs that restocked on, and it's confirmed for Members Week. I love the box. The box is interesting. The box is kind of something different. I love that. Look at that.
The box dope.
The box is dope. Yeah. I mean, inside, and it's quite ironic that we've got you on board, Marcel, as well, because this sneaker basically screams Amsterdam to me, just because of the fact it's a towel sneaker. Amsterdam, as we know in the community, in the world, is renowned for its cannabis and its cannabis caps and stuff like that. But
you want to get high?
and what I do love about this sneaker the most, and I will do a review on this, but what I do love about the sneaker the most is that you can do this, and look at that.
Oh no.
UV light, sunlight does this to your sneakers. Is great. It's awesome. I love that. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, man.
And who says Adidas doesn't do any good collabs lately?
Oh, they don't.
I'm gonna say the Towley is a really good collab. The Towley, to me, is probably one of the best out of the pack from the South Park pack. It's different. It's very different. I like it. There is some sneakers. There is some Adidas collaborations. It might be one in the pack that's really dope, or 1 or 2 in the pack that's really dope, but the rest of the pack's average. And this is probably what Adidas do the best, is probably release a good, like the Towley in the South pack and the South Park pack, and then and it's okay. Even like the Cartmans and the all the other ones were okay, but this was a standout sneaker for me. I actually really wanted this when it first came out, but I then the more I thought about it, the more it's a low campus 80 low. I was like, I don't need it. I don't wear loads a lot. I don't need it, and this is why I stayed away. But just the novelty of having that is quite dope.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know when to wear it.
No, exactly. Would you wear it in the summer, springtime, autumn time, winter time?
Probably in the summer when weather is good, because they will get dirty as hell, and in spring or fall.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, it's going to be too hot. Will it be too hot to wear?
Probably. Yeah.
And that's the other thing. That's a conundrum. That's a very big conundrum.
All right. So, listen. While we on Adidas, we got to do this.
Yeah.
I've been saying it. I had kind of wavered a little bit, but I pride myself on stating my opinion, whether it changes or not. So we got to talk about this new elephant in the room, with everybody's favorite guy to hate because he does such stupid shit.
Well, Kanye East.
I knew this was coming up.
Bro, the White Lives Matter t-shirt fiasco with this guy.
Hold on. Just before you get into that, I want. Did Kanye? I want to say, just say yes or no. Did Kanye say that he asked his Black Panther father, and he gave him the go ahead?
Did he?
Yeah, apparently from what I'm hearing,
structures and skyscrapers, but
we'll
make it all possible.
Yeah, this is an ad.
So apparently from what I'm hearing, that's what he said. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, that's what he said. The fact that his father texted him or called him or whatever, and he was like, "You did the right thing."
Did he need money with that or something? Like I can't imagine that somebody who was a Black Panther would approve to that.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Educated ex-Black Panther, and he put a text to me that he said, "White Lives Matter, ha, 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 ha." And I said, I thought the shirt was a funny shirt. I thought the idea of me wearing it was funny. And I said, "Dad, why do you think it was funny?" He said, just a Black man stating the obvious.
So that was an interview that Kanye West did with Fox.
I think Kanye full of shit.
Yeah.
I think he's lying on his dad. I think Kanye, something is wrong with this guy, man.
You know what's really interesting? Over the past month, we've gone from supporting, a lot of people gone from supporting Kanye with his current situation with Adidas to now, in reality, now actually feeling quite sad for Adidas and kind of being more reluctant to support Kanye because of what his antics are. Every week we see something with Kanye come out every week. Like this week he came out and said he is Adidas and he forever will be Adidas, and then they kind of, and that they took his ideas. I'm not going to say the exact phrase because I think it's very I think we'll probably get restricted or whatever on here, but like I feel like what he said was quite harsh to Adidas, especially like from my perspective, from what my stand is with intellectual property. Like it should always belong with the artist, but through this whole dilemma, it kind of feels like Kanye is bitching a lot more at a situation where Adidas has been more supportive, and it kind of comes across that way now. The more it goes on, and the more I'm feeling more compassionate to Adidas.
Adidas,
you get what I mean.
Adidas don't want to do this in public. They don't want to fight outside. They want to fight inside. They want to keep it inside of a bubble, if you will, where they can control the narrative. Kanye is opposed to the narrative being controlled by anybody other than himself, even in a joint effort. He don't want to be. He doesn't want to say what needs to be said. He want to say everything.
But the thing is, this all came out because Adidas put their partnership on the review. That's only heading one way. That partnership's done. That partnership's done.
We already knew that whether it happened, whether the contract plays out or is done early, time will tell. But we already know the relationship seems to be too damaged to be repaired at this point. However, this White Lives Matter thing is the reason why I felt the way I felt. The reason why I had to be convinced to not even convinced. Like me supporting him, even though I don't rock with him, like I don't buy his stuff and all that. Me supporting his stance a few weeks back was because I felt like I understood where he was coming from and I agreed with him. It didn't have nothing to do with my bias against Adidas. If a Nike artist had receipts on Nike doing bad behavior, I'm gonna ride with the artist instead of Nike.
It looked like he's going straight. He was going straight and narrow, then he just took a left turn. And
he always take a left, bro. That was the point I was making before. Like it's not when you made the point, the argument that you didn't end up changing your mind on.
Yeah,
that he was in cahoots with Adidas, like this was some type of marketing scheme, or and that was as plausible as that was. I didn't want to believe that because he do shit like this.
He takes a left to right. He goes up and down. Nobody knows which way
he's zigzagging across the road.
Drunk, bro.
Drunk off power, bro. That's what it sounds like.
I do believe that he's clever enough to be able to come up with some scheme where it seemed like they beefing just to raise hype or bring more attention to the brands. Both brands, Yeezy and Adidas, at the same time with them beefing. But I just don't feel like he's rational enough to go along with something like that.
Yeah,
it might have started out that way, but then all of a sudden he started to believe in the
I was
whole
about to say that. I was about to say that it might have come across that they were just joking around, and then all of a sudden he thought, oh snap. Why am I not talking about this for serious? But like, let's just also say, right? Did he not say that? I don't know. I might be misquoting it. Did he not actually say that slavery was an option?
Once? Yeah, he said slavery was a choice.
And this is why. It comes up with some crazy stuff. But let's just put it this way. I'm being the skeptical person I am, and be looking at outside the box a bit. Wouldn't at this moment in time, are we seeing Adidas restocking a lot more? Yeah, are we seeing a lot more releases from Adidas while they milk the situation? Yes. Are we seeing
Yeezy wise? Yeah, Yeezy wise, they're restocking and releasing like crazy at this moment.
Like this week alone, this week alone, we saw restock after restock of pairs that probably were just out, not sold out. So they've just sent it to all the retailers to sell out. I think it's interesting the fact that this is happening now, and then we're seeing a lot more releases this month and next month, and we'll see until Kanye leaves, because I think they know after that partnership's done, they won't be able to release a Yeezy. And I think a lot of people that are sitting here at this moment in time are thinking Kanye is going to leave, and then they're going to pick up all the pairs and then stock them and leave them and wait for them to go up in price, because we know what happens when an artist leaves a company and then the silhouette never releases again, like a Zebra or a Pirate Black. All of those sneakers are going to go up in price. If Kanye leaves Adidas in the next 5 years, that Yeezy Zebra is going to be worth £1,500 again. I can definitely say that.
Or what they're trying to do is trying to sell as many as they can now, because they fear that the Yeezy brand, that they can't use the Yeezy brand anymore.
Exactly, and we see a restock for the Zebras on at the end of October as well. That's another indication. Now, being the skeptical person I am, right? And and we see Adidas is propping up their sales with all these restocks because everybody believes Kanye is going to leave and they're never going to get Yeezy again. Wouldn't it be really funny if it's all resolved in Kanye stays? And all of a sudden, or during this period, we saw all these Yeezys restock and all these Yeezys sell out because people thought he was leaving. And by the way, Adidas is basically saying you can't return none of these sneakers because it's final sales, right? So it wouldn't be really funny, and all of a sudden he stays, and then they continue this partnership for another 10 years. And it all goes dead and silent. I'm just saying, I'm being the skeptical person here, but it's a real situation. Because it's a very, very controversial situation, but it's a situation that I feel Adidas could pull around and solve.
Could,
so
but
like
the other part of me thinks like, does everybody who buys Yeezys even know that they're related to Kanye?
They do. They do. I think a lot of people that buy a lot of sneakerheads that buy Yeezys know.
Yeah, but I mean,
they might not care.
Music wise, there's not a lot coming out from Kanye at this moment. So the younger kids, I don't know. I'm not even sure if they know that Kanye is related to the Yeezy brand.
They might know, but they may not care about
of his relevance.
Whether he's relevant or not, what he's doing, what he's saying. It may matter to some people more if the product is relevant versus the person that's attached to
it. Yeah. So are we in agreement that Kanye is definitely leaving?
I think so. I think it's irreparable, and for Adidas to actually come out and publicly announce that the Yeezy partnership is under review and actually say, yeah, we finna sell as many Yeezys, and I'm don't quote me.
They're taking what do you call it? They're taking the product under their control pretty much for the time being.
And so they're gonna keep dropping them. Listen, they still gotta pay them, but they're gonna keep dropping them. They're gonna take advantage of whatever Yeezy juice they got left, and they're gonna squeeze it all out until that can is empty, and then they're gonna part ways.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do the NMD. They're just gonna NMD that Yeezy, and then I feel a lot of people will be fed up by the end of it, and then like literally Yeezy will lose his relevance. I think they're gonna do it out of spite as well, like to spite Kanye as well, just to make sure his brand's no longer valued as what it is. Because I feel as soon as you start to flood it, as soon as you start to get 350 variation ones flooded into the market for everybody to get, it's gonna be a situation where all of a sudden, like, it's no longer that relevant or important, and or no longer as desirable because there's loads of pairs out there. But don't be fooled if that partnership breaks down, and Kanye leaves Yeezy and Adidas can't use any of the silhouettes, or Kanye can't use any of the silhouettes ever again. I definitely see the price on those Yeezys spiking, massively spiking.
Yeah, and that's gonna be more tackling fuel for Kanye, because as soon as it's over and the market starts to go crazy on the stuff that you can't get no more, which at that point would be all of it, right?
Yeah,
like just like it is with the Nikes, the Nike Yeezys. The prices went crazy on them. I mean, that's just more tackling fuel for him. That's another jewel for him to drop when he talking his influencer, financial genius. All because he brag on everything.
He should have bought Reebok. He should have bought Reebok and not Shaq, because then he could have used Reebok as his with his own Yeezy shoe.
Yeah. Okay, so the other question then is, do you think Kanye can reinvent himself and for his own brand? That's the question.
Not with those puffer jackets.
No, bro. Not the jacket, bro. Not the puffer jacket. Nah. If he think that's gonna bring him back, because remember he was we saw, and it could have been a huge troll, right? We saw mock-ups of the mask. foam helmet.
Yeah.
And it looked like him. It looked like he was the model, but we know how amazing people are with computer graphics nowadays. So that could have been fake. Now y'all tell me if this is fake.
Yo, he's boarding Elon Musk's spaceship and going to the moon, bro.
Bro, this is his website.
This is moon attire.
Didn't
this
he?
The Yeezy website.
Didn't he wear something like that to a game?
Bro,
was a while ago. Come on, man.
Oh my god.
What the hell is that?
That Yeezy jacket. It looks like it's built from the head from the chin down, bro. There's no neck. There's no neck. Where's the neck?
Man, that looks like an 80s bodybuilder.
yo, I was just watching Commando the other night too. Commando all the way through. Bro, look at this. The boots is the boots built into the pants? Like
no, bro, they're Wellingtons. They're Wellingtons. They're do you know do you know what a pair of Wellingtons are? Wellington boots.
Yeah, Wellington boots. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up because he's been wearing Wellington boots. If you don't know Wellington boots, right?
Bro, this dude looks like the most unhappy man on earth right now. Look at his face, dog. Look at his face, bro. Come on, man.
I mean, people that wear a banana costume they stand like that.
I'm Q. Let me show you what Wellington boots are, right?
What the hell is that?
What is this?
What is it? Is that one of the henchmen of King Arthur?
Yo, Q. Kanye went from slides to Wellington waterproof boots because that's the new hype. That's the new hype. And look at that, 399 times it's been viewed today. The people want to get these Wellington boots. I'm not even joking, bro. Like literally, the next wave is Wellington boots.
Bro, it ain't happened yet.
Not for me.
It ain't happened yet, bro. And he been wearing them dumbass boots for a while, bro. Them are the dumbest boots that you can ever wear and try to be fresh with it, bro. I can't get jiggy with that.
Okay, cool. Let me tell you something, guys, because it's quite funny. Remember Kanye wore some bedazzled slippers. Like basically crystallized. You know where normal slippers. Well, you know where that you get that foam in the middle where it kind of triangulates from 2 to 1, right? And all of that's crystallized. All of that's got diamond jewels and stuff. Bedazzled, that's the one. And then he was wearing that. When people saw that, they were like, I wonder when they're gonna release this. I want a pair. I need a pair. And I'm like, yo, go to the seaside and you can pick it up for $5. Like, what the hell are you asking for? Like, he bought slides up. Why do you want a basic seaside slipper with jewels on it? Like,
because they know the Jeezy slide. They know how comfortable a Jeezy slide is. So they think if Kanye does something like that, it must be a comfortable slipper.
Kanye probably went to his local, Walmart and bought a pair of slides and jeweled them up, and there you go. Like, I'm wearing these because I can't be bothered to wear these slides. Like, literally, how is everybody? The amount of people I saw on the social saying I need a pair of those when they come out.
Yeah, those are sheep. Those people are sheep.
Yeah, sheep to the wolves. That's what I say. Sheep to the wolves. Like, how you're sitting here and you're wanting a pair of regular slippers that you can get for $5 from your local seaside merchant.
Yeah, bro.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. Like, literally, and you know what's really not annoying, but you know what's really interesting. I was in the mall yesterday. I went out to have some dinner with Mrs. We was out in the mall, and I know no word of a lie, bro. Like, one of the younger sneakerheads was wearing slippers with some white, dusty ass, dirty, soled socks, and I'm like, my girlfriend's like, did you see that? I said, yeah, I saw it. I ignored it, but she goes to me, how is he out in public wearing some dusty white slides with some dusty white socks with some blacked out soles. Like, why are you wearing those in a mall? And I was like, well, this is what kids do now.
Yo, man, listen, I saw a meme the other day where some grown chick went to a college party and she had on sandals and everybody at the college party had on dirty all white shoes.
Well, I would Air Force Ones, bro.
Some of them.
Bro,
some of them were like kids and like whatever ballerina shoes and shit.
How many pandas have I seen in the wild, bro? Like so some of these kids are crucifying these pandas. Save the pandas. Donate to the pandas. I'm gonna keep saying it through this episode.
Listen, my wife wore her pandas yesterday. Please believe she got a brand new pair sitting in the cut for when those get dirty or they get too beat up for me to clean them and make them look new again.
Shit.
I clean her shoes just like I clean mine.
Okay, cool. So a quick question to both of you guys. What's your thoughts on people that work in the shoe retailer shops? Do you think they should know their sneakers?
Yeah. I worked in the in the sneaker shop. And I had these breakdowns that I got from Nike about the Jordan. Back then it was the Jordan 6, and all the Air Maxes and all the new releases that came out. And I got this folder. I think I'll also have it on my Instagram with the breakdown of every sneaker that we got in. So if a customer wanted to know about the sneaker, and of course I'm a sneakerhead, so I wanted to learn all that stuff, but then I could really tell them what the sneaker is all about, what the materials are, stuff like that. And I think if you want to sell a pair of sneakers in a shop, you have to give the customer good information about the sneaker that he's buying.
Were you working in a niche shop, or were you working in a like a commercial shop?
Commercial, big commercial shop.
Okay, cool. There's a massive difference from when you used to work in a shop to now. Because I walked into Foot Locker yesterday, and I walked in and I asked him. Couldn't see the sneakers, so I asked him, "Do you sell the Jordan 3 Winterize?" He did not know what I was talking about at all, bro.
If you would have said Arcado Brown, he still wouldn't have knew what you was talking about.
No, because the Winterize, and I was like, I said, "Are you sure?" So I said, yeah. Because I saw the Dark Irises sitting there. I just wanted to see them in hand. I didn't see them in hand. And I was like, I pulled them out, and he goes, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't know they'd come out, because if they did come out, they'll be in the glass box over there." I was like, but this is a really big Foot Locker in a really big mall, one of the biggest malls in the UK, and he didn't have a clue. Yeah. He didn't have a clue. I was like, wow. I said, that's fine. And I just walked away. But that's not me. That's not me being a snob. That's just me trying to work out what their experience is, because I feel like if somebody came in, if a younger guy came in, and the reason why I say it's good to know sneakers is if a younger guy came in and asked the person behind the store, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm interested in a sneaker and I want it. So this guy could create his lifestyle with different sneakers, like different silhouettes, different sneakers, different brands, and make him kind of, especially if you're a new sneaker, it's good to like vibe with somebody in the shop, because they know their stuff, and then they could recommend something for somebody, and depending on what their fit is, what their description is, what they were looking for. But if you don't know, how are you gonna ever help somebody?
You know what? You're right. You 100% correct. This has happened to me before multiple times, and I have the same stance on this that I have about StockX workers. It's just a job. Like, people that are on that StockX, we just call it assembly line, or I guess authentication line, because we've seen video of people standing at a conveyor belt and them having 30 seconds to look at a shoe to decide if it's real or fake, and they don't know shit about shoes. You know, they may have some general information, you know, from training videos or something like that. But if you work at a barbershop, I expect you to know about different types of hairstyles and beard styles. You know, if you work at a restaurant, I expect you to know at least half the menu and what the ingredients are. How does it taste? You know, what's the time on it from order to plate to table? If you work at a sneaker store, I expect you to have at least general sneaker knowledge, meaning release knowledge. You don't have to know the Jordan Tinker story. You don't have to know when Adidas and Pumas, you know, became rivals. You don't have to know what year the Jordan 3 came out, but know that there's a Jordan 3 releasing this week. Know that there's a Jordan 1 that released last week and it might be restock. No, just general stuff, bro. Like this is, but they don't care because it's just a job. It's they're not looking at it from a career perspective. You know, the people that end up becoming managers and general managers and store managers and corporate people at a Foot Locker probably either care about sneakers or they went to business school. You know what I'm saying? And people that care about business understand the business that they're in. So even if you're not a sneakerhead, it's smart to have knowledge of the products that you're responsible for selling. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So from entry level perspective, it doesn't surprise me, but it does anger me as well. You see this across multiple industries where you go places like you're not gonna go to a mechanic shop and a motherfucker can't tell you where your battery at. You ain't finna get no service there. You know what I'm saying? If you go to get your oil change and the dude start pouring oil in your gas tank, something ain't right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you made a good comparison. If you're a chef, you need to know how. If you're in a specialized business, especially sneakers being so popular nowadays, you need to know. And the thing is that you know when people know when they look at your sneakers and they're like, oh damn. Like it was interesting because I was walking through the mall and I had my Fever 4s on. And the Fever 4 is such an amazing sneaker, like the dark, deep red on that, the tongue being different, the gold accents to the Jumpman at the back. And somebody's a sneakerhead when they start checking your sneakers out. So I was walking past and like this young kid, probably hitting his 20s, a bit like 18 to 19. He just literally just looked at my feet constantly as I walked past as well. And he was like, what the hell are those? Because he's probably a new young sneakerhead that just seen new Jordan 4. He just got into it, knows the Jordan 4s, knows the Crimsons, knows the Black Military Blacks, knows like the Oreo 4s, but has never seen. He probably just touched the bread 4s, but has never seen an all red sneaker, an all red Fever 4 in the wilderness, and he's like, what are those? And he just kept looking, and it was like, I understand. I know that feeling. It's just amazement to look at people's feet and like, oh damn, those are nice. But he's probably questioning, what are those? He probably, if it was just me and him, he probably would have come up and said, what are those?
So Mars, when you started to become more a part of what was going on in America as far as fashion and basketball, what type of reactions would you get from people that weren't aware of what you were aware of when you would have shoes that you got from the US or from the UK or different places that weren't available in the Netherlands?
Well, at that time, then most of the sneakers I had were available. That was the problem, because we couldn't get our hands on sneakers that were hard to get. So it was pretty difficult to stand out with your sneakers.
Even with like the trainers and the Air Maxes and all that, like everybody was using the same methods.
Yeah, because you could only get them in shops. So the only way to get different kinds of shoes is to travel all over the country to different places and see if they had different colorways than that we have up north. So, well, like I said, the Converse, the LJs that I got back then, I had to travel for what was it? To Amersfoort, that's in the middle of the Netherlands, and I live all the way up north. So just to get them, so yeah, many different colorways. There weren't that many options because, like I said, the one time I wanted to order with a card from London, it didn't work. So I basically could only get what everybody could get.
So what was the experience when you had to jump on the train and go out of town to get those Aero Jams? Like, was it a walk in and try on? Was it limited?
Yeah.
Like, what was it?
No, that were not. Converse wasn't a big brand anymore back then. So there were only a few sporting goods shops that sold them. And they weren't under the umbrella of Nike, so they weren't widely available for every shop. So that's why I, particularly in that city, found a pair. Yeah, the rest, like I said, you could basically get anything, but not everybody was wearing it because nobody was wearing Jordans. They were available, but nobody was wearing them.
Yeah, it's quite ironic that because basically during post 2015 that became the most relevant thing in our sneakers. That became way more relevant because like let's just be honest, like, and we're going to talk about the Chicago one because 2015 Chicago one, a lot of people walked into the store and picked them up off the shelves because they're sat.
Yeah.
And who, like, thinking about it now, who would have thought they would have sat?
Nobody.
I see all these boxes in all these shops, all Jordans that were on sale because nobody bought them.
So how did you respond to it? Was you copping still, or were you in the wave of like, nah, this ain't what people doing, so I'm almost what was it a choice because you didn't know better, or was it like, nah, this just ain't what we do?
No, I wanted to buy Jordans because I played basketball, and at that time that was the best, in my opinion, the best basketball shoe available. So that's why I wanted to buy Jordans. But still being a student and not having that much money, it was hard to get at first.
So was you rocking your basketball shoes too, or was you just hooping in them?
I was just hooping in them because I was a fanatical basketball player. So my shoes on court had to be in perfect condition.
Yeah,
it's interesting how that conception's come different now. A lot of people just wear Jordans to actually wear them as casual sneakers rather than hooping them, because that's changed. A lot of that's changed because of the demand and the hype behind them, and the technology is not as great as it is with the newer releases for the new, any of the new like basketball sneakers. So it makes a massive difference. It does make a massive difference.
But that was the same with the Foamposite. The Foamposite was a perfect basketball shoe at the time, and then you had the whole Foamposite hype, where everybody wanted those. What was it? The Galaxies.
Galaxies, yeah. Eggplants and the Galaxies. Yeah.
But where are they now?
There's going to be another run of those Foamposites. I think it's going to be in the next couple of years.
Certain foams still, like I said, the Paranormans, like you said, the Galaxies. Certain ones still hold that weight value from back in the day. Yeah, they ain't holding value. They going up in value. But
no, I'm talking about value in meaning.
Yeah. Meaning definitely certain people. When I talk to the few foam heads that I do know, certain pairs will never decrease in relevancy unless even if they come back, because we saw the Raging Bulls, like DMPs, Lightning 4s. We see certain silhouettes come back and the thrill is gone already.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about the casual culture, we got the gazelles and specials and stuff like that. But what are those ZX models that hit hard for the casuals?
Like the 720s. I got a pair of things in the back, but and the ZX8. Of course, you have the 1000 series. The 1000, 5000, 6000, and so on, like these.
Ooh, yeah.
Undefeated,
yeah.
Straight from LA.
Yeah. so pretty much when stuff like that dropping, the rest of the US is competing with Europe.
Not so much with the 8000 series, because that's more of you got a whole ZX 8000 community. That's the 1000 series is a different animal like that. It's not really in football casual culture. I mean, they wear them, but it's a different kind of animal, these ones. So I think most of the times you will see people like gazelles and stuff like that, and ZXs that came out, because the ZX came back in the, I think, halfway of, was it 2015 or something like that?
What I did pick up, and I need to put these on feet, is the ZX 8000 Bape undefeated, the black version.
Yeah, you got those.
Yeah, those are dope. I was tempted to get the green pair as well, but those definitely dope.
Yeah, but they but like you said, Adidas releases too many of those silhouettes at the moment, and that's why you see them on sale so much.
So, do you? The one thing I don't understand about Adidas, or Adidas, whatever you want to say it, Adidas, is the fact that they do childish novelty collaborations.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I don't understand that. Like, we just talked about the Towley, we talked about South Park, Simpsons, Lego, Star Wars,
Marvel.
They do Marvel,
Eminem,
like the Black Panther collaboration was terrible. The Black Panther collaboration,
yeah, that was a disgrace.
Yeah, and like, I don't understand why they do that. I don't understand why they do that. I don't understand who buys them either.
No, I don't either.
Do you feel like Adidas caters to the casual culture?
Yeah, they do in certain type of way, because the silhouettes are mostly classic colors that they release. But if you look at things like the Stan Smiths, and then you get the Disneys and the Monsters Inc. and Wally. I don't know what's the Muppet Show.
I forgot all about that.
I think it's great for my kids. I mean, for my son, he was a while really into Wall-E, and I tried to get those, but those sold out instantly.
Come on, Marcel. Let's be honest. This is not
That's
it.
horrible.
Nah.
It's got a window in it, bro. Why they put a window?
To be honest, I'm gonna say this was a little bit more doper than the other one, the Flaming Moles.
Yeah,
but it's still like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. All the flaming moles, and you got the crusty burger. Like, I like the colors. I just don't understand what it's trying to do.
No, it's not my cup of tea either. I mean,
but like, this is probably the Duffman is probably a dope player, dope player. But shout out to Benzino because he got this and he doesn't know where to wear it.
yeah, but it's but that's it. Those collabs are funny, and you can see
funny, bro.
You can see the South Park in it and stuff like that. You can recognize it, but why would you wear it?
So I'm gonna
don't understand that your shoe shouldn't be laughed at.
Yeah,
I like the Star Wars Stan Smiths.
Let me just quickly say this before we move into the Star Wars Star Wars collab. This to me, this Adidas Advantage Elbato, this to me is a direct rip-off from the customizers that actually put some graphic designs, paints, artistic vibes on sneakers like this or on Air Force Ones that give it that kind of anime look. This is like a direct rip-off.
Yeah, but also look at it. Would you wear it?
No.
I mean, I like the silhouette, but it doesn't do it for me. And
like so. Alright, cool. I don't like this. This is to me
Chewbacca.
Horrible. I don't understand this at all. I understand it and I don't understand it at the same time. Chewbacca. Like, I don't understand that. Just that to me is horrible. Like a lot of like Darth Vader was an NMD or Ultra Boost.
Yeah,
No. The Darth Vader was a shell toe. The
Darth Vader. Yeah. But they had a lot of NMDs in that range as well, which didn't make sense at all. I like the Boba Fett. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I like
the Boba Fett top 10 is the best sneaker from that collection.
But
it's got a Travis.
It's got a Travis Scott. It's got a Travis Scott pouch on the end of it, just to give it like little shade to Travis Scott there.
Well, Boba Fett got pouches on it.
Yeah.
So.
But I just it's childish, very childish.
Yeah,
who wears that?
They're going over the top with everything they try, or they don't do enough.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna quickly pull this up. Because I'm like, why do this? Why do this Eminem collaboration in all the different colors of the rainbow? And in the forum low and make it patent leather. Was it patent leather? Some of it's patent leather.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll say this about that Eminem collection. Some of the color blocking they did on like that red pair, the green pair, and the other yellow pair in particular. I think the color blocking on those are dope for forums. Like just the fact that they switched up the color blocking and they use the color blocking against the silhouette in ways that is not uniform. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
They didn't follow the lines of the silhouette on those four pairs. The green, not this yellow one, but the other yellow one.
You mean
the
this
green?
One?
Yeah. The way they went against the grain with the color blocking, that's cool.
Yeah.
But just it's an Eminem. Y'all could have did that without Eminem, or get somebody from Eminem come in and make those design choices.
I don't know, bro. Like there's a lot. To be honest, there's a lot of accessories to this as well. But like
too many.
Did we need an Eminem collaboration with Adidas? That's the question. Like who was looking forward to that? That's the question. Like I don't. Yeah. We talk about all the classic silhouettes.
We already have the Lego stuff, and they didn't need another thing like that.
No.
No, you got to defend this, Mars.
No, I won't, because I mean, like you said, some of the color blockings are nice, but I don't want to have the brand M&M on my sneaker.
This is the Adidas, by the way. Red card. Stop doing useless collaborations.
Although
just because you want to release a sneaker.
Although I have a green pair of Legos, the VX8000 Lego.
Now listen, when that Lego with those Lego ZXs, I said this on the show before. All those Lego ZXs are dope colorways because they monotone. You know, the colors pop on them, and there's a good silhouette for them. I feel like I don't have to say this, but I will say it. I'm gonna always choose Air Max
dope.
over ZX.
That's dope. This is dope.
Yeah, I got the green. I got the green ones.
The black, yellow, gray, orange, and green, or red and green.
Yeah. So I understand. If they did a collaboration and just released one silhouette, but then they went black, and then they went gray, and then and then they went full yellow, and I don't like talk about. Then they went red, like all the color, just like the M&M collaboration, all the colors in the rainbow. As you can see, the green pairs there. You wouldn't even know that's a Lego collaboration if you just saw it there.
No, from afar you wouldn't see that, but up close you have the Lego building stone and
yeah.
But from afar you wouldn't see that.
This didn't have to be a Lego collab. The M&M forums didn't have to be an M&M collab. Why can't they just do dope stuff without having a collaboration? It's not always necessary. Like, you don't have to always grab two audiences, try to grab for two audiences at the same time.
I think that's dope as well because of the three stripes being a Lego patch.
Yeah, that was a funny thing as well, but I think they choose the wrong collaborations.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would, I mean, if you look at Nike, they use rappers for the collabs.
Yeah. Rappers and designers.
Yeah. And Adidas does M&Ms, so yeah, they like candy more than music.
M&M, the candied rather than the artist.
Yeah, because they thought they had a deal with M&M, but not knowing the culture, they had the wrong M&M.
They're the chocolate M&M rather than the rap M&M.
They should have got the vanilla M&M instead of the chocolate M&M.
They probably got told. We got a rapper called Eminem. Do you want it? And they was like, okay, cool, let's sign up to it. And then they got chocolate M&M rather than because when you opened the wrapper, you found out it was chocolate instead.
No, they had the white M&M. When they had the white M&Ms, they opened the wrapper and they got vanilla ice.
Yeah.
To me, it's releasing sneakers for the sake of it. And is there's not. I don't understand the meaning behind. If you guys know the meaning behind any of these collaborations with chocolates, toys, movies, just let us know because I don't understand it at all. It's just doing a ZX 8000 or an Ultra Boost just for the sake of it, to get it out there so people can buy, people can have it to look at it and not buy it, and that's what's happening with them. A lot of them.
Yeah, Adidas ain't concerned with what's hip. They concerned more with what's popular.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like hip is niche. You know what I'm saying? Like even the word hip in being in the phrase hip hop. Like hip is underground. Is knowing what's happening when it's happening as opposed to when everybody else finds out. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what's coming before, as far as culturally, like having your ear to the ground and whatnot. Adidas ain't got their ear to the ground like that. Yeah, they hit with Bad Bunny, but they saw the success of Sean, and this is no shot at Sean Witherspoon. They saw the success he had with Nike, but they didn't understand why that Sean Witherspoon Nike was so successful. They thought it was because, this guy Sean Witherspoon, he's so influential, he's so ahead of the curve, or he's such a great designer, and all those things could be true. But y'all ain't got no Air Max 97 or Air Max 1 to give him.
Nope.
No, you gotta have the right sneaker for the right person.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think about Sean Weatherspoon's whole wave on the like Super Earth and all of that?
Yeah, I didn't care much about that. I mean,
who's it catered to?
I wouldn't really know who wants to wear stuff like that.
I think the statement that they've released. I think the statement that they've released this week made a lot of sense to me because they said they support artists and creators for their development on their products. And that just goes to show they let the artists do whatever they want. So Kevin Frost, they let him do whatever he wants. Sean Weatherspoon, they let him do whatever he wants. Bad Bunny probably. They let him do whatever he wants.
He got upset when you said Kerwin Frost, bro.
I mean, maybe Nike is. That's why Nike does it most of the time better because they say, okay,
they have more control.
We give you freedom until here, and then it's got to be the silhouette.
Yeah,
you can do this, and this to the sneaker, but.
Okay, are we saying then? Are we saying that Adidas has lost a bit of identity? Because like if you
say that.
If you look at Nike's kept its core identity of this is what we're gonna release, this is what we want from our artists, this is the direction we want to go, and it's more direction than identity as well. But when you look at Adidas, they let free reign on their artists, and their artists are pulling, like I keep saying, the artists are pulling away from the brand and doing their own things rather than kind of coming neutrally together to support the brand. And it almost feels like they're still recovering from the 90s, like trying to find something that's popping, something that's working, something that's gonna be a hit, and be it an artist or be it a product. It happened with Ultra Boost. It happened with Kanye. I think the Kanye situation is going to mean it's going to change the way Adidas does a lot of things going forwards as well.
No,
I believe that.
I think the Kanye situation is why you get the Frost stuff, because they gave Kanye all the freedom to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, but
and they thought, well, if we do it with the but maybe they thought, well, if we do that with other artists, it will give us the same effect or the same outcome.
Yeah, but the only difference with Kanye and Kevin Frost and Sean Weatherspoon is Kanye is more of a well-known worldwide artist, and he's been around, he's done it in terms of him being an artist and a mogul, and a lot of people like it's almost like saying an underground artist doing a sneaker, and then somebody like Jay-Z doing a sneaker, and people are going to gravitate to Jay-Z because it's like, oh, that's the Jay-Z sneaker, that's the Rockefeller sneaker, that's the Rock Nation sneaker. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then the underground artists, which nobody's really heard of, or anybody outside the underground scene has never heard of. So I do believe, yes, that's the whole situation with Kevin Frost. But I think Adidas is going to change their stance on how they maneuver going forwards, because the Kanye situation bit them in the arse massively.
Yeah, they have to. They have to change, not just because of what the Kanye situation did to them and how they should approach people for new collabs, but also how they or what they produce after that. Because to be honest, besides of a few basketball silhouettes that they have at the moment, there's not much coming out that I think is pretty. Well, good looking actually.
Well, in terms of Adidas, or in terms of
with the collabs and stuff like that. I mean, come on, the things that you see, and like you said, I don't want teeth on my sneakers or something like that.
Home Alone ain't gonna get it, and big fake teeth ain't on.
Well, Home Alone. I mean, it's Home Alone. The Home Alone collab is bland at best. I mean,
it's a candy cane low. It's a candy cane low with dirt.
Yeah.
It made the red a little darker. Put some Home Alone branding on. Like, come on, bro. I don't want no Home Alone. If Nike dropped the Home Alone Jordan 1, I don't want it.
No.
Also, that's a kids movie as well.
Right.
Again,
If Nike dropped the Jumanji Air Max 95, I don't want it.
You know what? This is the massive difference between the two brands, because Nike do collaborate, like you said, Nike do collaborations with artists and designers. Adidas do collaboration with artists and designers as well, but they're not hitting. But then they throw in another collaboration, but to do with smoothies, chocolates, sweets. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
Well, what I can say, the only thing that they did right the past few months, but it didn't hit really well. Seeing them all going on sale were the Forum Highs.
Yeah. Forum Highs were dope. I from that I got the KSI Forum High was dope. Like that sold out. That sold out.
And the quality on them is great as well. So
yeah, that's comparable to a Jordan 1 High.
Yeah. So, but all those collabs with, I was looking at them, those collabs for those children movies for my son, and that's fine and stuff, but I wouldn't wear a Wally. Maybe the group, but
the thing is, I think they're making these sneakers for the kids from like memorabilia sake, and then when the kids get older, they remember that they wore a Forum or a ZX 8000 or an Ultra Boost with the Star Wars or a Black Panther or something like that, just for nostalgia, and they'll end up picking them up in the future. It's reconnecting that the memory, like when you grow older, like I used to have those back in the day. I really like to have one now, and they're banking on that nostalgia factor, especially if it's catered for the kids as well. Anybody that's between 5 to 10, and when in 10 years time, if they do ever release it, they'll be like, I remember those. I want to get those.
Hey, they better start doing a lot more in-store releases then. I'm not saying that they don't already, but these collabs better be readily available in hand in Adidas stores if they plan on gaining in the future based on what they're releasing today. Because listen, I'm not actively seeking these products for my kids.
No.
If my kids like Legos, I'm buying Legos. I'm not buying. No. This is the point I'm making, right? If my kid is buying Legos, I'm buying Legos, right? My kid, they want to see the Lego movies. They want the Lego, all the Lego sets. They want Lego T-shirts. So yeah, why not buy the Lego sneakers? But if my kid don't love Star Wars, then I ain't buying no damn Star Wars shoes. You know what I'm saying? And even if I love Star Wars, why would a Star Wars sneaker come across my feed? Why would I get an ad for a Star Wars sneaker? I would get ads for Star Wars products that I'm into. So the paths don't necessarily cross. And I think that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for a crossover between the people that are fans of these products and the sneaker. And I don't think it's hitting like that because we see so much stuff go on sale.
Yep, for sure. Okay, cool. And let's move on swiftly from the collaboration or the poor attempt at collaborations to something that was exciting this week, because we will swiftly move on to one of the best brands in the world. That is, and hey presto,
and one.
This is the what did you say, bro?
And one.
The Chicago Lost and Found. So this week we heard that the Chicago Lost and Found is going to be a big holiday release in excess of 500,000 pairs. I think it's going to be ranging up to 1 million pairs out there worldwide. This is the holiday sneaker that I was basically saying a while back like Concord. This is the Concord 11. This is the Bread 11. This is the Cool Grey 11. This is the Pattern Bread 1. This is the holiday sneaker that's gonna amp up all the Jordan and Nike sales. This is gonna make them in profit this year. This is the one that everybody's looking forward to, and it seems like that's correct. And it seems like there's going to be loads of pairs. How do you feel knowing that this could be a huge release?
Good.
Right. let everybody get their pairs.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody deserves to get their pairs. But what do you think? What do you think? What's your expectation?
It's still gonna be hard to get.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty hard to get.
Okay,
because
cool.
I think the whole world is waiting for this. Even the GS sizes and stuff like that. If they come out,
yeah.
I need a pair for my son because he's a big fan of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And he had
that's the shoe Miles wore.
Exactly, and not the Adidas. Sorry, Adidas, but he didn't wear those in the movie, and
he didn't. He wore Jordan 1 Chicago's.
It's not the same.
So it's good news to hear that the Chicago one is coming out. It's good to hear it's going to be a big release. I'm verging on 1 million pairs to 500,000 pairs. We don't know the exact stock level. It's going to be a huge release. I think it is going to do. They will do exclusive access coming up to the release. They will do they will do a first come first serve for the release, no raffle. They will do shock drops after the release as well due to stock supplies and demand. So this sneaker is going to be out there, and it's going to be great because I feel this is I said it on the live and Instagram live the other day. This is a pattern bread 2.0 situation. I don't know if it's going to do as bad in retrospect. Like I mean bad as in terms, and it kind of was around and it still dropped, and then the price dropped and tanked. I don't know if it's going to do that, but it's going to be good to hear that this sneaker is everywhere. This sneaker is going to be everywhere. It's going to be released everywhere, and you will have a chance if you put the raffles in, because it's amazing that we're getting a release that everybody expects. And I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen to the Chicago Lost and Found. It's the holiday sneaker that everybody wants, and then every year there's a holiday sneaker everybody wants. Next year it's going to be the Legendary 11, the Columbia 11s. This year's Chicago 1. And the Chicago 2.
And they did it right. I mean, what I've seen so far, the quality is right, and the whole concept of the Lost and Found, I think, is brilliant.
Yep. For sure. Did it right, smacked it out of the park. This is if the release goes like I think it will go, and everybody gets their pairs. All the people, the sneakerheads, all the bros get their pairs. This is the perfect release for winter time. I just hope like the Cool Grey 11s, it's going to be that kind of situation. But yeah, it's going to be it's good. It's good to hear. Definitely good news coming out. I think it's going to tank the price coming up to the release anyway, because this is why I say don't pay pre-sale for sneakers. And this is why I'm very analytical with stuff like this, because like when you see stuff, when you like there's been massive indications with this sneaker for this release anyway. I don't know, we keep talking about the Lost and Found on lives and stuff like that, but it's good for people to understand what's happening with this sneaker. We saw this sneaker first appear in March time. A lot of YouTubers and sneakerheads have had this sneaker since like July time. We're coming up to the release and we're hearing more. It's going to be loads of pairs. There's loads of all the people that backdoor sneakers have been getting this sneaker. The shops that don't get sneakers are getting this sneaker. So from that perspective, it's a huge release. Easily one of the biggest, and it's touted to be one of the biggest Jordan 1 releases ever. So let's put that in perspective. It's going to be bigger than the Pattern Bay 1 release. It's going to be bigger than the Taxi 1 release that's actually still sitting. It's going to be bigger than the Pollen release that's actually sat for ages. It's going to be huge. And let's just say this: if you aren't able to get it, I feel sorry for you guys. I do feel sorry for you guys. I'm just putting that in perspective, guys. I'm just putting that in perspective.
We'll see. Maybe hopefully everything go the way it should go.
Maybe it goes the same way as the Fire Red.
Fire Red 3. Yeah, 503s are still sitting in shop. It'll be really interesting if the Chicago one. And it'll be really interesting to see if you walk into a retail shop on release day or a week after release day and the Chicago ones are still sitting. It'll be really interesting.
I can't imagine that, but
probably not in the
nice.
States.
No,
probably not in the States.
I'm talking about anywhere. I can't imagine that, but it'll definitely be nice for sure. Hopefully that will be what we see.
You know, I think with the policy that's coming, look, I know the sneaker's gonna be hyped. I know the longitudinal of the sneaker is gonna be basically in the long term the sneaker's gonna hold value. But if everybody gets their pairs, then I don't feel like people want to pay that resale because everybody's got their pairs, even if they want to double up or triple up. So that's going to tank the price. And secondly, with the new whole new policy about sneakers can't be returned, or there's no return policy on sneakers, it's going to deter a lot of sneakerheads from trying to pick this sneaker up, or not sneakerheads, resellers trying to pick the sneaker up if they haven't got the bank value to get it. Because like if the price, especially the short-term sneakers now, the short-term resellers are actually sitting there thinking, I want to get rid of that in 2 months, but if there's no value in that sneaker in 2 months, then or 2 or 3 months, am I going to risk it? Probably not.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's just see what happens with the release, because it's good times, bros. Good times.
Looking forward for those.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Well, how's it our fault? The blame's always thrown on the. Well, by the way, we're not influencers, or we're not. We just love sneakers and do review of sneakers. Don't call us influencers, or we just do this for fun. Until we get paid and we can call it a proper job. But I see something interesting coming up as well, because basically I did mention this the other day. This silhouette is getting more of a push, and it's this, bro. It's the Airship. Our Team Orange actually released last week on Trophy Room in store. It's got backdoor bodegas. Actually got a raffle. I think it's an in-store raffle as well. The Amamanier Airship came out, and now we see the Team Orange Nike Airship SP come out. It looks like there's a big push for the Airship, bro. There's a big push.
I'm with it. I wish they would have did a wider release, because I do think this is a little bit of cap doing an in-store only at Trophy Room, like kind of trying to bring the community back to rocking with Trophy Room.
Yeah, I think also they're trying to remind people that Trophy Room 7's coming out as well.
Right. That's what I mean. Trying to bring the people back to Trophy Room, just in general, because of the Trophy Room 1 situation. A lot of us, myself in particular, hadn't been rocking with Trophy Room, and I was trying to get to be in on Trophy Room from the time I heard about it, But the Trophy Room 1 situation took me off of that. But I'm cool with Airships, getting the push.
Yep. It looks like the Airship's getting a push, which is good. I think there's going to be a bit of a retraction with the Jordan 1, and then a bit more of another alternative silhouette to the Jordan 1. Here you got the Airship, so it's going to be interesting to see
that pine green Airship. That's the one I want to see.
So as a strategy has always been, they're always going to release a collaboration or a limited sneaker before the release, and then they're going to flood the market. And it looks like we've seen it with a lot of different silhouettes. Now we're seeing it with Airship, where they're doing a collaboration. Even like the Air Max 1, we had a pattern of the concepts, and then they did the light matter roots. And I think a general release for the Airship is going to make it sit. And I think that the notoriety of releasing these sneakers in a limited quantity, which if you look at the resale on them, is bringing up the resale price on them, and people are paying more attention to the sneaker because of the resale, or some people are, and they're like, all right, cool, I see what you're doing. And then when they drop a big GR for the Airship, it's just gonna sit there because there's no resale. But saying that it's a new silhouette, they're amping up the hype on it. They're bringing more attention to it. The only way they're going to do it, and that's giving it an Amamanier, which came out of the blue, bro. The Amamanier Airship just come out of the blue. Nobody knew about it, and then this Team Orange airship, which is interesting. Which is an interesting strategy. Which Nike always persists with. Give it a collaboration, and then give it some general GR sneakers. And let's just say the concept sold out, the pattern sold out, and the GR, every other release, Air Max release is sitting like Crep Hemps, Dirty Denims, Madder Roots, Tree Lines, all sat in store.
Yeah, but it was overkill.
Yeah,
it was an overkill on once.
Yeah. Like
too many releases. So we had in the last few years there were hardly any Air Max 1 releases.
Yep.
And then they throw so many stuff at you in a time where there is crisis.
But also, do you? It's the 35th anniversary of the Air Max and the Air Trainer, so you see more of those releases come out. Even the Air Force One. That it's their anniversary for the Air Force One. Is also this year is a big year for anniversaries for some of those silhouettes.
Yeah. But still, even though it's the anniversary and all that, there were too many releases. I mean, you got the Patas and then all these the Meta Roots and the denim.
How many patterns do we got? 6 now?
Yeah.
I didn't get any. I didn't hit on any at first, and the ones that I didn't want are still available.
Wow! and you're actually in the place where Pata originated. Like, that's crazy.
There were thousands of people lining up with the first few releases at the store. It was crazy. They had. I mean, there was no way that you could get a pair.
And I managed to get a pair.
Yeah, because I think the demand in the US is, well, at first with the first releases, yeah, even with the Monarch.
That's the one I got, the Monarch.
Yeah,
the Monarch, and the Aqua Noise in particular were very, very hype in the US. The Aqua Noise not so much, but the Monarch, yeah, it was hype.
Yeah. I tried. I did my best. I have raffles, sneakers, whatever. Didn't work. Well,
yeah, man.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I was about to say that's just the way the game goes most of the time.
Yeah.
As long as you try, you feel bad. We all feel bad when we take L's, but if you don't try, it's an automatic L. So at least you put your bid in there.
Yeah, and like I said, with the other colorways that came out and with the denims, and I think it was just too much. And when I look around here, with all the energy prices that are now, what's happening with the war, all the uncertainty that people have about can they afford their gas bills the next few months, and there's also less to spend. And they raised the prices of the sneakers, although the Air Max's prices were pretty decent in comparison.
Yeah, and it's about to get crazier with the oil situation.
Oh, wait until we go to court. I got one.
And by the way, like, we just did another Air Max. Was it La Familia? Yeah, there's another Air Max. That's another one. So a lot of people are raving about that as well. So just in general, there's been a lot of Air Max. I know a lot of people have been caught up in the hype of the Air Maxes as well. So like they've just so many silhouettes out this year.
Plus, we're still mad that on Air Max Day we got the lesser of the free versions.
Oh, you mean the iridescent? The iridescent.
Yeah, the La Vue, or what's it called?
They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. They gave the US probably the best pair, which is the Blueprints, and then because they basically gave it to them, and Base said, "Here you go. This is the hype for it. And we know there's not a lot of attention on the Air Max ones, but
the Asiatic pair was dope as well.
They
had the Zion 2 vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Asian pair was a little bit better than the Blueprint, but I do
What
agree with
did you get? The Wabi Sabi?
Yeah, Wabi Sabi, yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. I like that. That was really dope as well. But it's a switch up between the two. But then they gave the Europe. They know Europe hype for the Air Maxes is massive, so they gave us some. Yeah, we know it's like what country has the less hype on Air Maxes? US. All right, cool. Let's give them the blueprints.
Yeah, I mean that's
what's the other country?
That's Nike reverse psychology.
Yeah.
I mean, we give Europe all the Jordan releases first, and then we let everybody in the US drool about them, and then we're gonna release them there, and then with lesser pairs.
But that makes really funny sense too, because they know they get a lot of money in the US to release them elsewhere first to make us more hype about them because we starting to see them.
Yeah, but is it though? Is it though? Like basically, if you think about it, the taxis, the taxi sat, the Georgetown 6 is sat, the Midnight Navy 6 is sat, the Green Bean 5 sat. A lot of sneakers are sitting. So you guys are probably thinking, "Wow, all these sneakers are sitting in Europe." I wonder if I should go. Even though it's a reverse psychology, and I believe Marcel, what you said is correct. It's really funny that they were hoping that would happen, but it's not because everything's sitting.
Yeah,
the 503 sat as well. So like everything's sitting. How do they probably thought Europe will eat all of this up, and all of a sudden we'll be in a point where the US will just instantly sell out. It's not happened. It's not happened.
That's crazy, man. Hey, listen, more sneakers for us. I'm glad I got friends in the UK and the EU. So when stuff do sit, if I need it, I can reach out. I might have to pay a little extra, as long as it's less than the resale price. We good to go.
But by the way, before we move on to our last segment, because I think we're going down that route. It's loose shoes are dumped. So we always do this with a new guest. As it was an interesting conversation with you today.
My God.
Because basically we always it was good to kind of this is more of a deep dive into Marcel's sneaker career, sneaker history, and his opinions between Adidas and Nike.
Oh my God.
So
sorry, I'm fiddling around with the lighting here because it's getting dark outside.
Marcel's getting nervous.
You're still good.
Marcel's getting a bit nervous. Spotlight's on him now. Lose shoes or dump, right? So we'll always do this.
Yeah.
So you lose something, which means everybody else gets it. You choose something, everybody gets it, including yourself. So if you lose something, you mean you don't get it, everybody else gets it. If you choose something, everybody gets it, including yourself. And if you dump something, you basically dump it out of existence in history. So as we see with every guest, we ask the same question, and it's good, interesting insight to see what they pick. So it's either hype sneakers, OG sneakers, or GR sneakers. What you're losing, what you're choosing, what you're dumping.
I'm losing GRs.
Okay, so basically you don't want GRs, but you let everybody else get GRs.
Everybody else can get GRs.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm choosing OGs.
Okay,
and I'm dumping the hype.
Okay.
I don't care about hype. That's why I got into hip hop back in the days, because underground hip hop, because I wanted to be different from everything else, and music catered to me.
When we talk about hype, we're talking about the pattern collaboration with the concept collaborations. We're talking about anything
them undefeated ZX he pulled up.
Yeah, if it doesn't matter if I get the OG ZXs. Okay. I'm happy if I get the OG Air Max 1.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that one than the Pata.
Yeah. That's understandable, because basically, being a sneakerhead from 1983, nobody can actually really say that like properly with their chest out. Being a sneakerhead from 1983, I'd expect that answer for sure. For sure. OG, because
then I was already 10 years old.
Yeah, you live through the OG hype. You live through the OG hype as well.
Yeah, that's why the OGs are the sneakers which I fell in love with. So
yeah, Exactly. So you have to be there to see it, to experience it, which is why I think we knew the answer already. So that was our lose, choose or dump for this week. Is it that time again where we have to kind of justify or take people to court?
You know what time it is.
When resale is too high.
Damn resellers! Order!
When hype beats go too far.
These damn hype beasts! Order in the court! Order!
When the back door opens.
Guilty!
It's time for
Order in the court!
the sneaker court of public
Guilty!
opinion.
Yeah.
Guilty! Today I'm your Foot Locker employee. Foot Locker employee judge. A part-time Foot Locker employee judge today. I'm here to be the representation of sneaker judge of public opinion. We have Q.
Today,
What's up, bro?
Executioner.
I got my finger to point because the fact that Marcel participated in the production of this podcast, and you have on the shirt, you represent Foot Locker. Today, we taken to court for the first case. This guy who figured he was bigger than the system.
I was going to bring that up, bro. I was going to bring that up as well. The FedEx driver who stole $96,000 worth of Foot Locker merchandise. He fiddled it. He doodled it. He got his hands caught with his soul in his hands. He basically absolutely did himself. Have we got the article? Have you got the sound for the article as well in terms of the news article?
Yeah, actually, hold on. I didn't share the sound. Let me share the sound.
Because I wanna hear what he's got to say for himself, or what the actual information behind this case is.
Locker store in East Point has been hurt, but this time it's not a supply chain issue. Police say the product made it onto the delivery truck, but it wasn't delivered. Victor Williams live with the story. And Victor, a FedEx employee now facing charges.
Oh, yeah, that is right, Sandra. And it did not take long for investigators along with FedEx and Foot Locker to connect all the dots.
Got him.
Why would you? You knew you was going to get caught. I really don't get it.
FedEx employee Morris Jones is being charged with embezzlement along with receiving and concealing stolen property in connection to the interception of nearly $100,000 worth of merchandise.
This man got all the heat, bro. He got yellow toes. He got the midnight navies.
Did he sell them or did he keep them for himself?
He had started selling them, but obviously he ain't selling all that stuff that fast. And he got a job too. You know, he's still going to work at FedEx all the time, so he didn't have time enough to get rid of all the stuff, and he wasn't smart enough to not keep it at his house like a dumbass. You gonna keep the stuff at home, bro? That's what you do?
But also so many pairs. I mean,
5-finger discount. He basically got his hands caught with the soles. Literally, it is just so ridiculous. How the hell? It's the packages you're supposed to deliver. If they're not being delivered, and like think of it, 1 or 2 packages, right? Fine. 96 grand worth of packages, bro. 96,000. It's easier than finding where's Wally. It's easier than connecting the dots. You don't even need to work out what happened. You know what happened. You know he's involved.
And listen, bro, I have witnessed drivers delivering sneakers to sneaker stores at malls and shopping centers. It's not the whole truck. They'll get 2 or 3 big boxes, 4 or 5 at the most. And when I saw the 4 or 5 boxes, it was actually at a Nike flagship store in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So your average Foot Locker, they might get 3 boxes, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Imagine how much stuff this guy had to steal to be able to have 96,000.
You talking months and months and months. You might even maybe. You know what? He probably thought, I got away with this one. The next one, I got away with this one. The next one, I got away with this one. And he just got carried away. And he thought, I'm never going to get caught. You know what? I'm invincible. And all of a sudden, like, the feds turn up to his places. Where's all your Where's the sneakers you're supposed to be delivering? That's ridiculous. 96,000. Yo, he got caught with the cherry on top.
Yeah.
before he even kind of got into the main course.
Yeah, but
that's
that was all. He almost had a day job stealing all that stuff.
Yo, hey man, this easy open and shut right here, bro. He already
no. FedEx, stop hiring these laser ship employees.
The question is, was he morally wrong? Like what was his explanation? Is he a sneakerhead, or was he just capitalizing on the resale market? It don't matter. He did it dumb. He got caught. He out there. His name is out there. His face is out there. $96,000 worth of merchandise. Restitution will be necessary for this, and probably jail time. This guy's a dumbass. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Guilty for being a dumbass of the crime of souls.
You're stupid. You're stupid, bro.
You can cure uneducated people. You can cure and lack of knowledge, but you can't cure dumbness, and that's pure dumbness in one. You can't cure stupidity. Let's just put it that way. And that is the most stupid thing I've seen in a long while. Yes. You always hear no face, no case. He literally put his face out there and built a case around it. He can't get any worse than that, bro. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely
this the one
crazy.
guy that actually make us like Foot Locker.
Hey, you know what? I told you I'm the Foot Locker employee today because I got the jersey on. So yeah, I'm representing Foot Locker today. Guilty, guy. You're guilty.
Well, with the Foot Locker jersey, you look a little bit jizzy.
Jizzy? What do you mean jizzy? What do you mean by that?
Oh man, the Jizzy jersey. That's a Jizzy jersey, bro.
The Foot Locker employee with the Jizzy sneakers.
Okay, swiftly moving on. What's the next case?
Swiftly, please. We can move
Guilty.
fast enough.
Guilty. Marcel, I'm taking you to court. Guilty for calling me Jizzy. God, what's the next case?
What you got, Mark?
Why is it that Adidas is releasing the Stan Smith OG once again, but for €160?
160. Hold on, no. Oh Lord.
Why?
You sent this to me the other day.
I mean,
160?
it was back in the day before we had euros. We had guilders that were half of the price of a euro, and back then they weren't even 160 guilders. So let stand alone 160 euros. I mean, that's almost the price of a Jordan High.
Yo, let me just say that is the price of a Jordan 1 High. To be honest,
I mean,
that's more than a taxi.
Bro, no, bro, that's not right, dog. Because look.
Adidas are making up the sales. Adidas need that money. Adidas need to make sure they up that price because they have to make up the sales that they lost with Russia. Adidas know that Kanye is leaving. So, yo,
bro,
That's $80. That's the they're on sale.
Yeah, those are the normal ones, and the OGs they release them for 160.
160, bro. Why? What are they doing? Wait, hold on. Oh no, that's not the OG. I could have swore I saw. There it is. That's the OG right there. $67.
Yeah. Wait, I got it. Where do I have this?
Where did you see it? I'll pull it up.
Wait a minute.
Let me see. I wouldn't have a way to be able to see the price that you would see unless they let me change my location on here.
I did. I think you sent it to me before, Marcel. Let me just double check.
Now people are thinking I'm going crazy. Maybe it's my age.
No. So what are you used to?
Oh, here it is. It's on the confirmed app.
Oh hell.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
A little bit dirty.
I'm just gonna go for confirmed.
160. Are you serious?
Yep.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. And I was trying to find something in the if there was something special about it, or the only thing that is different, they say it's luxury leather.
So it wasn't a premium sneaker before, but now they're saying it's a premium sneaker.
Well, they said it always was a premium sneaker, but now they're saying that the old ones are not premium sneakers.
I'm just trying to
go figure. Adidas logics.
To be honest,
I still love the brand though.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Loving the brand. I mean, listen, bro. We gonna love what we love. Okay. We that don't mean they don't do stupid stuff sometimes. Everybody does stupid stuff sometimes, and we gotta call it out, dog. That's
exactly
160. I'm not finding that. They're doing y'all a disservice, bro. Because every Stan Smith I'm seeing.
No, it's on the confirmed app. It's not released yet.
I can't even find that. Maybe I can't.
I'm just gonna check on my confirmed app as we speak because
I
just want to.
It's on the on the confirmed app and then under the releases.
Yeah, I can't look on my confirmed app because I ain't got that shit on my phone.
Do you have the confirmed app?
Under releases, yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking this. I need to. But by the way, the towelies are still available in my size.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. Don't worry.
No, I heard that before.
Yeah, we have heard that before, haven't we, Mars? We've heard that a lot.
I'm not gonna wear it. So where would I?
Oh no!
Where would I wear?
My bad. It's in the shop in the shop on the confirmed app.
Okay, is it so? It's released, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, just to show you guys, it's £130. Just I'm just gonna share my ID. Do this so you guys can see. It's £130 on the actual Adidas confirmed app.
Yeah.
Wow.
To buy now. So it translates to €160.
Yeah.
That's what was the price before, bro?
I think it was 120 max.
It's a price increase. It's not a premium sneaker. It's a price increase.
Nah, but this is crazy. I mean, there hasn't been anything changed on the sneaker. It's just a classic. It's like a Blazer low.
Yeah.
And also
that's crazy.
So to pay €160 for something like that, even if the leather is better, I mean, you get no technology or whatsoever in there. It's just a regular sole. I don't know what they're thinking.
They thinking it's a premium sneaker.
Yeah.
That's what they thinking. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that when any brands do that, inflation or not. Like, come on, man, be fair. We being loyal to y'all. Y'all can show us some type of reciprocation, man. Give us something. Give us something to look forward to outside of price hikes.
Yeah,
This is almost like a Jordan 2 J Balvin going from 200 to 270.
So on that note, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna say Nike. I'm gonna say Adidas. I'm gonna say all the brands. You're all guilty for hiking up the prices for no reason. Let's just say that, because basically at the end of the day, the J Balvins didn't need to be 270. The Whitney Rice 3s didn't need to be £200. The Stan Smith 80s didn't need to be £130 and €160. This is getting a bit stupid now. And you need to kind of calm down before people just don't really think they want to buy your sneakers anymore. Pretty much.
Yeah. Or they can't afford them anymore if they go on
exactly.
like this.
One of the two. Yeah. It's at the moment, like I said, this is gonna tell you what kind of sneakerhead you are going forwards. Like this is definitely one of those situations. Any more court cases?
No, I ain't got nothing else, man.
I got one more.
Let's go.
Okay. So we know what happened this week, and we know what happened with Adidas this week, and so I'm going to bring this to court because basically I think Mr. Kanye West, you've gone too far. I feel like you did a lot of things that weren't necessary. I know you're trying to bring light and take your intellectual property out, but I don't believe saying you're going to go around molesting people, molesting the brand, or the brand's molested you, is going to benefit you in any way. I don't feel like you doing what you're doing at the moment is benefiting you, anybody's opinion of you. They're just reinstating the opinion that they've got of you at this moment in time, or they've always had with you, because they knew that you would do something out of character that would basically offend a lot of people, which you've done this week, which is not great. And I do believe, and you've just given more reassurances to people to kind of sympathize with Adidas because of what you are currently doing. You're overquoting, overselling, overhyping, overstating your opinion at this moment in time, and it's making a lot of people feel a certain way about you. Even prior to this week, a lot of people had your back. This week now, a lot of people don't have your back, and that's all based on what you've just recently said. So on that note, guys, I'm just going to say a quick in and out case. Mr. Kanye West, you're guilty for bad behavior, because calm it down a bit and maybe people will like you a bit more. Yeah,
he's also guilty of being a dumbass, just like the FedEx guy.
When resale is too high.
Damn resellers. Order.
When hype beats go too far.
These damn hype beasts. Order in the court. Order.
When the back door opens.
Guilty.
It's time for
order in the court.
The sneaker court of public
Guilty.
opinion.
That's crazy. Like literally, two dumbasses of the week.
Yeah. I didn't know Kanye worked for FedEx.
Apparently, it was just that's short-sighted on both of their parts.
Yeah, I really want to support Kanye because of if he feels like his intellectual property is stolen, but now with the stuff he's doing, it's just kind of making people not really want to mess with him anymore. Again, he's done a lot of the three most controversial things Kanye's ever done. And number one has to be put that Donald Trump meter with the MAGA hat. Yeah, make America great again. The fact that he said slavery was a choice, and now he's put the White Lives Matter T-shirt on.
Definitely top three dumbest things.
I mean, the White Lives Matter T-shirts is up for discussion, but just for him to wear it with what the reason why he's wearing it is all wrong.
And it's all out of context, bro. It don't make sense.
Let's not even mention it because we know why the Black Lives Matter happened. We know what the meaning behind that is. And even though some people took advantage of it, maybe that's what he's trying to highlight. But no, nobody's really understanding what he's meaning when he rocks a White Lives Matter T-shirt. In reality, all lives do matter equally. And that is a stance that everybody should be taking. But the reason why there's a Black Lives Matter protest and because it's you can see the oppression.
It felt like Black lives didn't matter, so they had
exactly
they had to amplify that Black lives also matter.
Exactly, but the fact that there's certain things coming out with certain quotas of course all lives matter, and then that's the understatement. That's the understatement of the century. But when you have one lives that clearly don't matter or is shown to not matter, then you have to kind of show the camaraderie to come down and actually kind of build that and make sure everybody's represented. And that's what the Black Lives Matter was always about. So yes, it's a bit of a foolish thing to do. And then those are the three most dumbest things that Kanye's obviously done, and that
we know of.
That we know of. Slave. I just don't understand the fact slavery was a choice.
Along with him publicly bashing his family. Yeah. He out of control, bro. Like you said when we spoke earlier this week, he just out of control, bro. It's sad. It's sad to see. It's troubling to think about. And I do know several people that have told me for a while ago that they sold their Yeezy collections and they would no longer shop with his brands because it's always something like once a year there's something like this White Lives Matter situation that he just can't stay away from saying stupid stuff on TV and in interviews.
And the thing is, what's really interesting is he believes it wholeheartedly.
At least he makes it look that way.
Yeah, he does.
I don't. Yeah. Well, he's so out of touch with reality that he doesn't even deserve a sneaker.
Marcel saying, get him away from your brand. No more. But the thing is, the as we say, this podcast is the podcast and the court case is all based on public opinion, and it's not looking great for Kanye at this moment in time. We were supporting him last week, and we were saying, okay, cool. If that's the situation, that's the situation. He didn't need to do what he did this week, bro.
Nah, and listen, my points, all the points that I think we've all made in support of him are all valid points still, which is why we were able to be we being objective is what I'm trying to say. It's not I don't wish Kanye die or hate his guts or nothing like that, but I just can't support stuff that I feel like is just dumb behavior. And it's going to always be that. He can come out tomorrow and make a great point about whatever. And if I think it's a great point, I'm going to agree with it. But when he does stupid stuff and then turn around and say something even dumber than what he did, come on, bro. Talking about your ex-Black Panther daddy, talking about you stating the obvious. Bro, you lie. Stop lying on your daddy, man.
On that note, I think Marcel, has been great. A great conversation with you. It's good. This episode was informative, very informative, and very like a conversation with old sneakerheads. Let's say that it was a good conversation with old sneakerheads.
Old sneakerhead. Is that a compliment or?
No, it definitely is. It definitely is because and the only comparison I can really make as far as people with UMARs is a guy like Cam, and a guy like Miller, because you know, a guy like Retro Rick, like y'all go back so far in the sneaker culture, not just, you know, just being like for years we've all been here, but I haven't always been as entrenched in the sneaker culture as guys like you all are. And that's what me and TJ appreciate about y'all, having these conversations and getting the history and the knowledge and also the cultural differences and being able to put the pieces together to make a beautiful sneaker picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but that's also talking with you guys with all the knowledge you have, with all the latest. Well, I can't even imagine how you get that all in your head.
I don't know, bro. It's not always a good thing. Trust me.
I was literally thinking all of that coming in.
Knowing all the models, all the colorways out the top of your head.
Yeah, man. It gets hard, and you know, I'll never claim to be an expert. I just pay attention, and you know, we do our research, and we try to be as accurate as we can be. We make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes, and we admit to it, and we learn from it, and we keep moving, bro. Because we here for the sneakers. We here for the controversy, the news, all that, bro. But just because we love to do it, and we want to share that with everybody that feel the same way as we do. And we know you feel the same way. You've been the bro, like you said, ever since you hit me on YouTube about the sneaker that TJ helped me get. So that's another full circle moment right there. Because if had I not met TJ, he wouldn't have told me about Collect, and I wouldn't have been able to get that sneaker for the price that I got it for, because I wouldn't have paid no more than that. You know what I'm saying? So I got it. I actually got it for less than retail. So
damn.
Yeah, I got it for it was $203 retail. If it released in the US, retail would have been $225 easy, which would have been $243. So I end up getting it for less than retail. And look at us now. We all bros. We shine in international, you know what I'm saying? We trade information with each other, and it's just all love, bro. Like, we love it. I appreciate it.
Yep. And on that note, do you want to count us down, bro, for the 38th episode of the shoot?
I want to thank you guys for having me on, and for finally having a chance to talk to you guys live.
Yeah, we finally see you. We finally see you as well, because you never post your picture on Instagram, so we finally see you, Marcel.
So yeah, stop trolling and blaming us. So, so yeah, man. On that note, bro,
you would do the same if you would buy Adidas in the next couple of weeks. Then you probably blame me.
You know what? I'm about
Never gonna happen. I know.
If I do, I guarantee you'll be the first one of the bros to see it.
Marcel will be the first one on your neck, bro.
It's okay. And with all the Adidas slander I didn't gave out throughout the years, I probably deserve somebody to be on my neck a little bit if I buy a pair. So I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
No worries.
Man. The bros, the return of the bros. We got Marcel in the building finally, so now y'all can put a face with the name that we constantly dropping on the podcast. We got more bros and sisters to come. Of course, we got more content. We got more jokes. We got more love, more hate. We got more everything. You feel me?
As long as there's more dumbass behavior, we'll be throttling back onto the Chudo podcast.
yeah. And on Shoot Dog React.
That's coming this Wednesday.
For Mars, for the bro TJ, for me. We're gonna leave everybody information in the comments, man. Y'all have a great day, great month. Finish out this year strong, man, and hopefully everybody can cop them Chicago Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, man, for it's over with.
Peace out. Peace.
Peace.